you see it in my face. But living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape. 僕の未来は誰にもわからない。皆は僕をダメなやつと思う。
All right, guys, and we're back. Welcome to the stream. Um, we're back with episode 32 of the Fall of Illidion. I hope you guys like the new layout. Spent a decent amount of time on it over the weekend. Um, wanted things to look a bit better for you guys. Um, but with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into a few announcements. Um, First off, I want to thank all of you guys for joining in. Make sure you follow us if you haven't already, so that way you never miss one of our streams. Our socials are on the screen for you guys to join if you want. As you guys will see, we did make a TikTok over the last week. We haven't put out any new videos for it, but we will be doing that this week, so make sure that you stay tuned. A few new things. Obviously, we have a new stream layout. Like I said, we spent quite a bit of time on it over the weekend, so I really hope that you enjoy it. We do have new sub badges as well. For those of you guys that are subscribers, make sure you check those out. We put those out today. So, in addition, we are also dropping a new emote because we did hit our subscriber goal with last Wednesday's stream. So we do have that pull up, just like we did with our last one in our Discord. Make sure that you guys go ahead and go and check that out and vote, so that way you guys get to decide which emote we're going to add. Music's a little loud. All right, this is a new setup for us as we go through it, so I appreciate that feedback. Hopefully that's a bit better for you. But we do have our new emote out, so make sure you go ahead and you go into the Discord and you're checking it out and seeing which one you want to vote for. We have 3 different ones up right now. We have a D20. We have the one of Marvin from our last, from a pagan from our last vote, and then we've got one of me that is currently our tier 2 sub emote. But if you guys want to choose that one, we'll make it a tier 1, and we'll add a new one in there. So we do have our community challenge going on right now. Make sure that you donate to that to get that special dream for Gerard. As you can see, some people have already donated to that. We are almost at the goal, so make sure you're putting your channel points towards that. Before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsors over at World Anvil. Last week they helped us to give out a 6-month subscription to one of our followers, and we appreciate that. That's about it for news with us. Thanks everyone for joining. We appreciate you guys. I also want to remind you, this Saturday at 3 p.m. on DM Chronicles page, they are doing a charity tournament, dice stacking. It's for a great cause. It's for Jasper's Game Day, which is an organization that helps work with suicide prevention. So just make sure that you're checking that out. This Saturday, if you're free, go ahead and go over there. It's a pretty good cause. With that being said, we're going to get back down into it. We're going to go through our recap of last week's session. It was a fun session. It was pretty interesting, as our party split up into 2 different directions, with Kilroy and Gerard getting into a bit of shenanigans, and then Togric trying to do a bit of investigating into this Black Hand and this auction that's going on. Kilroy and Gerard
doing the real job. Sorry.
Yeah. Kilroy and Gerard, they went and they got extremely, I should say Gerard got extremely intoxicated at the Sleeping Giant Inn, which was a bit of fun, where they met the Quetzal Tamer after our redemption. Name an NPC in the chat, which was this magnificent Rodane, this figure with this mysterious ferret-looking creature that put on this pretty weird and off-putting show, upon which Kilroy and Gerard decided to leave. Gerard quite a bit intoxicated after finishing not only his drinks but Kilroy's. They went over to the Marcher Express, where they met, as has been dubbed in the chat, the Monsters Inc. lady, where they tried to see if Gerard's shield was in, and it was not. And then they spent the rest of the evening getting drunk and Gerard passed out covered in custard pies. While all of this is going on, Togric went and talked to Duke Alexander, who agreed to try and help with Vyth's corruption. His corruption from manipulating the shadow energies for so long had reached the end of its rope. and it was threatening to overwhelm him, which would end in him turning into a shadow fiend. And so, as is the way of the Order of the Path of Dusk, they were going to put Vythe to death in order to prevent that. But Togric managed to get Duke Alexander to agree to help Vythe, and Grandmaster Joros Fosh went along with that. So they'll be attempting that soon. Um, he made his way through the Foreign Quarter, meeting a mysterious high elf that was speaking with Leoric von Karstill, the known information broker in the area. It ended up that he ended up meeting her. Her name was Shinmir Dar, and he found out that she was the one who found the crown of Emberfall that's about to be auctioned off. She's a bit flighty, however, and fled into the square. When he went to go after her, however, she disappeared. They bought a sleeping potion, made their way up to Northridge, where they got into a big fight when they found out, when they were ambushed by some men from the Dragon. It was a vicious fight, and quite a bit of lightning bolts were thrown out before our heroes were victorious. As they sat there at the end, questioning the final survivor from the battle, they discovered that not only was their dear friend Alistair dead, Nilla's in the chat, rip Alistair, but that it was his brother, Kalzad, who had killed him, his half-brother, or step-brother. We're still unsure on the nomenclature. And not only was it his brother that killed him, but it was his brother that is the mouth of the dragon that has arrived in Emberfall, this mysterious organization that operates beyond law and city, infamous throughout the free marches for its almost untouchable people. The mouths of the dragon are known and feared everywhere. And it is with that, having just defeated and interrogated these men, that we come back to our heroes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Gerard wasn't with us last time in that little ambush, right?
He was.
No, I was not.
He was not?
No, I
Okay.
wasn't.
Thank you.
No.
I thought he was at the temple, right? Because I
I
think
was
that's
at
where
the
we were
temple.
heading last
Yes.
we left.
Correct. I was at the temple.
That is all right. Well,
Yep.
color me corrected. However, this is where we come back to Kilroy and Togric having just defeated these settings. Anyway,
All right. Come on. Gerard should probably know that Alistair and who did it. Don't you think?
I agree. We're also gonna need him as our front line for going and finding this guy.
I'm kind of offended by that, but sure. Let's go.
You gave him your shield.
Yeah, biggest mistake of my life. He's trash talked it every chance he's got. All right, let's go get him. We'll
Yep.
head towards the temple district here.
all right. As you guys head over to the Temple District, we will switch back over to Gerard. So Gerard, while all of this is going on, you've made your way over to the Temple District, trying to figure out what's going on, and I assume go over and speak to Jonah. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was just going back there ever since I've had a hard time. I was going to kind of pay penance for how I'd acted the last couple of days.
All right. So as you make your way back over there, walking in to the temple, once again, it's sitting there on the side of the Grand Plaza, bit bleak compared to the rest of the fine structures that inhabit this area. As you walk in, the guards greet you, Brother Gerard, and you enter this almost leaning tower on the side of the Plaza of Light. Or where are you looking for specifically? Are you just
Well,
going
do
to
I
the
know
temple?
if Jonah is here or not? Do I know that?
Well, I mean, you know this is where he's been staying. You're not sure if he's here right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look for Jonah. That'd probably be most helpful for me.
Okay, where do you go to look?
I mean, I'm going to ask for him.
Okay. So as you walk in, kind of staring around, after staying there for a moment, one of the lay brothers, you'll recognize him by his long cloak unadorned, walks up to you. Brother, can I help you? Are you lost?
I was looking for Jonah. I was wondering if he was around today.
I believe he's down in the temple. If he's not within the crypt, then he's probably in his room next door.
Okay. I'm going to head down to the temple.
All right. As you make your way down there, walking down the long spiraling staircase, you make your way into the temple. This small little chapel is probably a better word that you met Jonah in before. As you walk in there, he's actually kneeling before the altar as he wipes back and forth, cleaning it and polishing the affectations.
So he's not in prayer.
He's not in prayer at the moment, no.
I'll walk and stand beside him.
Ah, Gerard, as he comes over and smiles and gives you a warm hug. How are you doing?
Not as well as the last time I'd seen you, even considering the circumstances as the last time I'd seen you.
Ah, what's going on?
I'm having dreams of Gregor regularly. So much so that everyone's taken notice. They're afraid to let me sleep alone.
Do they plague
I
you?
believe I visit. No, not every night. Typically not the nights I drink. But I'm pretty sure it takes me to the plane of Rancor.
And it's still... I remember you came and spoke to me about this and I examined you, but nothing happened.
Yeah. I don't know what to do from here, Jonah. I don't feel like myself anymore. And I know that you were probably closer to Gregor than I was. I don't know if this is a problem with me.
I seriously doubt it's a problem with you. I don't know. When I went to examine you, there was...
I mean, why would they target me?
It probably has something to do with your relationship with Gregor, but I don't know. I mean, they continue to target you, you say, but I haven't. You didn't have any dreams when I examined you, and I mean, have you had dreams since? I mean, I watched over you
No.
the whole night.
No, I haven't. It's still looming, however.
I mean, maybe the dreams have passed.
You know, I hadn't thought about that.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, you seems to be that. I mean, you're freaking out and talking about it, and we've been speaking about it for several days. But every time you've come to talk to me about it, and I've asked you if you had a dream recently, you've said no.
So would you recommend to Kilroy I can sleep alone now?
I mean, it might still be wise to observe you, but I don't know if it's necessary to do it all night. I mean, well, so let's go over it. You haven't had a dream since you've came into the city, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and when was the last time you had a dream?
I don't know, what was it? 3 days ago?
And I believe you were on the road then.
Yeah.
And you said before then once you didn't have a dream. When was that?
I can't remember.
Roll me an intelligence check. All right, guys, I'm being told that we're having a bit of video issues with the new setup. I'm going to take us into Be Right Back, and we're going to take just a minute, and then we'll be back with you guys, okay?
See everybody inside.
All right, and we're back. Hopefully, we've been able to solve some of those issues for you. I appreciate all of you guys sticking around. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get back into it. So, Gerard, you were sitting here and you were speaking with Jonah, who's, of course, we've had some struggles with. We've had some struggles with your dreams. I mean, so the last time you didn't have a dream, and what was your intelligence check?
Was a 9.
All right. As far as I mean, you're pretty sure that it was in Ferric, but you don't remember exactly which day.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I mean, you're pretty sure that it was in Ferric, though.
But it was, yeah, back when I was in Ferric.
In Ferric. Well, there's your pattern.
What pattern?
You're not having the dreams in cities. It appears to only affect you on the road. I can't believe you didn't notice that.
Well, knew I came here for a reason. I knew you'd know how to help.
I mean, I still don't know what's causing them, and it's curious that you wouldn't have them in cities. It's almost as if whatever's sending them knows where you are, but why would it not want you to have a dream in a city? What's the difference?
I don't know. Just a little bit more information to get back to Kilroy, hopefully. He'll ponder over it the next couple of days.
Curious and curious. You don't. This kind of looks you over. You don't look well, Gerard. Have you? Kind of looks and sniffs you a little bit. Have you been drinking?
Guess, yeah, I told you I was. I thought I was helping with the dreams, honestly.
Why don't you, as he kind of pats the altar next to him, why don't we sit down for a bit of prayer? It seems like you could use it.
Yeah, that was the whole reason I came.
As he sits down and kneels. Heavenly Mother Arashane, bless my brother Gerard. Watch and protect over him as he walks through the trials of this life. Lord Zenades, as he goes through this long prayer, protect Gerard against these dreams and guard him with your might as you proceed to spend the next hour in deep prayer before the altar of light in the bottom of the Temple of the Oathsworn. This time passes as Jonah continues to pray over you before finally he goes, come on, let's get something to eat.
Absolutely.
As he takes you back into his chambers. Same as before, it's a very Spartan area. Jonah's never been an ostentatious one. Hell, he lived as a monk for over 10 years. You walk in and he has a bit of grapes sitting out, maybe half a loaf of bread and 2 goblets, where he quickly puts those goblets within his dresser, his desk, and offers you a bit of grapes and bread.
Well, doesn't taste as good as the custard pies, but it's a work nonetheless.
Yeah, it'll do. We don't need custard pies and the like.
Jonah, have you had custard pies?
Not in a long time. Not in a long time.
So you must have forgotten how great they are.
Maybe I have. Maybe I have. But sometimes it's important to get back to the basics. It's important to remember that.
Yeah. I'll agree.
So, what's your plans while you're here? You seem lost, Gerard.
I'm just waiting for my shield. That's really the only thing that matters.
You think the shield is gonna come in and protect you from all of life's woes?
That's exactly what a shield is for.
It's a physical shield, not an emotional one, Gerard.
I mean, potato, potato.
It's not the
I see it
same.
that way. I feel entirely lost without it.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. But the first thing is you need to talk about it.
That's what I'm doing now.
Talk then.
I thought we did.
Oh, I talked and you said yes.
What else do you want from me? You know. You know. You've known me since I was a boy. Gerard was, and the Oathsworn is the only thing I've known. He raised me from a kid like you. And now I don't really have direction other than to protect a gnome and trust a Death Knight. That's my only job.
Did you expect him to live forever?
No. No. But I also didn't expect him to leave with quite an open-ended job.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'm going to protect the gnome and trust the Death Knight.
Okay, Gerard.
What would you say I do?
I'm not you. I'm just saying, what are you going to do about it? And I understand protecting your compatriots, especially after all you've been through, is important. But what are your plans, Gerard? You can't just simply float through.
I mean,
Gregor wouldn't.
eventually make it to Rancor and find Gregor.
Well, fair enough.
That's what I plan to do.
He's just quietly thinking about that. Well then, maybe start researching on how to do that. If you had a plan of action, even if I think it's, as he looks at you, ludicrous, as he's not going to dismiss your suggestion out of hand, maybe that will help give you some focus.
In the dream, I saw myself much older.
Does it matter how much time it takes as long as
I've
you get there?
explained this to you.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'll figure it out. We still haven't been able to figure out the Dreamwalker thing. It's just going to take time. But I'll get there.
Fair enough. Well, what are your plans for the rest of the day as he kind of stands up?
Hadn't gotten that far. Plan to probably stay here most of the day. Hoped it would help me feel a little better.
Understandable. At this point, I'm going to switch over to Kilroy and Togrick, who making their way to the Temple District. You guys have just approached the doors to the temple. The brothers of the Oathsworn, oh, hello. Oh, for a moment there, I was going to question you, but you guys are Gerard's friends, aren't you?
Yeah, where's that big shiny guy at?
I mean, he came in here a few hours ago looking for Jonah. I believe he's down in the chapel.
Got it.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much.
Keep keep my head down around all these paladins. I'm still not super comfortable with it. So
I'm pretty sure most of them aren't super comfortable with you as you make your way down, and not making eye contact. I'm not a threat, I promise.
it's more like don't pick a fight in the temple with all of the paladins. Oh, I might be a threat to like 1 or 2, but like 20 or 30? No. All right.
As you make your way down the steps, you can hear from the ajar door as you first you look inside the chapel, not seeing anyone. You can hear from the ajar door Jonah and Gerard speaking in the next room.
Not normally the person to do this, but and I just open the door, don't really knock or anything.
My hand
Gerard.
just in mid knock.
Yes.
Gerard, can we speak to you for a moment? And I kind of sidelong glance at God bless Jonah. That's his name. I was like, ugh.
Yes.
It's important.
Yes, I can. I'll give you the room as he kind of walks out. Gentlemen.
Priest. I'll turn back to Gerard once I wait to hear a few footsteps go down the hall before I start talking. Alistair's dead. Not going to be dead, not in the process of being dead, he's dead.
What?
Remember his brother-in-law giving him trouble before we left?
Yeah.
Well, he somehow managed to corner Alistair. Tried to do the same thing to us as I on my head to kill Ray. And he killed Alistair. And it gets worse. He's the apparently, rub my eyes, he's the mouth of the dragon based in Emberfall. So as much as I'd like to just kill him, there's some complications with that.
So what do you suppose we do?
Well, I'm gonna kill him.
Hmm.
There's just some complications.
I need to find Sarah.
And yeah,
Complications?
the dragon. Oh, right. You're part of a big organization too. So if I were to put the Oathsworn on a power scale with the dragon, the Oathsworn is barely ahead. That should put you in presence of the complications, because if I kill him, and him being a somewhat middle management level person, it could backfire bad. So,
And is this the only way to deal with it?
I mean, no, but wouldn't you want to kill him? Alistair might have been annoying, but he was Alistair. Or are you two down in the dumps to care? Give you an even gaze.
Absolutely not. Of course I care.
Glad to hear it. And I let out some tension. Gerard's not as far gone as I was worried about. So the only way I'd like to handle this is killing him, but no, I guess it's not the only way. Although,
How did you hear about this?
Kilroy, if you want to take this part.
When we got ambushed, we cut them all down to one man, and he gave us the answers we were looking for. Not all of them, of course, but he told us that they held Alistair's maid and Sarah, and Alistair, I'm assuming, broke out of wherever they were holding him, and they killed him.
So, it's an organization. Haven't you dealt with many organizations before, Tugrick?
Yeah, if you don't mind me going around headhunting, I could probably work my way through it. It only took me 2 decades to deal with the circle.
So it
Sorry.
took you that long to deal with it efficiently, and we are just going to kill the mouth of the dragon.
there's a lot of mouths of the dragon, okay? It's not like there's only one. He's not incredibly high level, at least I don't think he is. Can I roll knowledge history here?
You sure
I look
can.
at Gerard.
Okay,
And,
well, go ahead.
I look at Gerard and I say, "There's a 6-year-old girl in danger. I need your help getting her back."
I mean, yes, but this organization is starting to make me question the anatomy of a dragon.
Gerard, you're an asshole. As I dig around in my skull with that 12, see if I can remember if there's more than one mouth of the dragon, because I'm pretty sure there are, but
Yes, there are several as you go through. Not a lot. It is a relatively high level rank. Normally, a Mouth of the Dragon might be in charge of a specific project or a series of projects. Nobody's sure how many of them there are, but it is a relatively high rank within the organization. Yes, it would be rare for one to be here.
oh. Well, we already knew one was here. It's just very complicated that it's his brother. And apparently, how many? With my 12, do I know approximately how many or what position in the hierarchy they are? Either or would give me some more information to go on here.
You do not. Sorry.
Fair enough. I know it's at least a manager level, but I'm not entirely sure how many there are or how high up. I focused on other occult organizations with shady backgrounds.
It's not that you might have focused on different ones. It's just they're an extremely difficult organization to penetrate.
Mm.
Well, you already seem to know a lot more about them than I do.
Yeah, well, when you're paying coins to lots of different people, you learn lots of different things. Brush it
So
off.
I got a question. Would these people be affiliated with the Shadow? Because then I might know about them.
Not any more than other legitimately
No,
or literally shadowy organization.
yeah, they're just a shadowy organization, but they don't worship the
Ah,
shadow per
okay.
se.
Then no, I probably would know nothing about them.
I mean, there's always the brave but stupid tactic. We could meet with him. I mean, we know where he lives in Alistair's home,
I
or at
feel
least he
like
will be shortly.
I feel like that was Alistair's original approach, however.
Something
And that
tells
was
me they
our
went
approach
with.
too. We went to go see Alistair, and they were already waiting for us.
Yeah, that's true. But shoot, we never knew. All right, that's meta. I can't use that. Uh, I suppose if we can at least retrace his steps, we can maybe find out where he was ambushed. I mean, if any of us are half decent at tracking, I kind of scratch my head, and given how busy that portion of town is, it's not a worthy goal, is it? Okay, um, there's
I can tell
Leoric.
them something that's good at tracking.
How long will it last?
Uh, about 7 hours or times 2, 14 hours.
Reasonable
Or
tracking
not
time.
hours, rounds.
Yeah, so like a minute, minute and a half. All right,
Yeah.
nice, nice. So that'd be a pretty awkward, conspicuous sight, just constantly summoning a warhound to search tracks every 90 seconds. Um, that might work, I guess. Either way, we were pointed at the dragon by the sparrows. For the missing Duke's boy, whatever his name is. I probably should have asked him. What's the name of the son of the Duke?
Do any of
As
you
I look
know?
at each of you. Yeah, I'm looking at both of them like normally they pay attention to the details, and I'm apparently sloppy today.
Scratch my head. I'm a raw intelligence.
If it was even mentioned, I think he's always been called the Duke's boy. Come to think of it, it's just some.
24,
Oh, nice.
Would you get him? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
24.
With the 24, you'll remember that his name is Andrew.
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 Not only that, but as we're talking about it, you'll also remember that that's not the only time that the dragon has been mentioned since you've gotten here.
Well, there's also the, auction, which we still have
Yes.
to sort that whole mess out. But that's fairly easy. I mean, Leoric was pretty heavy handed that all of us would be recognized, and given the state of Emberfall, that's understandable. So we take this to the Duke, and he sends someone. Not our problem. Surely we're not the only ones capable of purchasing a crown. Rolling my eyes.
It's kind of like look at my money pouch. I'm like, who's capable of purchasing that thing?
Alexander. As I also, little tumbleweed goes by, dust pops out of my coin pouch. Remember, we did this for the castle. I mean, for Emberfall. uh, no, but seriously, we should probably get someone on that. I don't actually quite recall as I pull out the letter and look at the date on the letter. Isn't it in 3 days when the auction's happening?
It is. It is indeed three. No, it's 2 days. I'm
See,
sorry,
it's
2 days.
the
I just looked at
14th
my
today?
notes. I just
Is it
looked at my
on the
notes.
16th? Is it 2 days from now?
I just looked at my notes. It is 2 days from now.
Okay, I was thinking. I was like, it's somewhere.
You weren't that far off. It is 2 days from now.
All right, so in 2 days. And maybe, well, I guess maybe we can see if we can't get him to set up a meeting with the dragon. I don't know, that might be kind of conspicuous. I don't know if it's. Well, I mean, I guess it's well known that he's here. Anyway, either way, I think we should probably pay a visit to Alexander and maybe try to see if we can't get a way to go from there. What do you guys think?
It's been a few days since I've seen Alcaz. I need to go see if he's dug up anything on sleepwalking
Oh God, and
or
let me
dream walking.
guess, you're going to have something to do, so I'm going to have to talk to the Duke alone again. I roll my eyes. Fine. By the way, you okay, Gerard? You're taking all of this pretty much in stride.
And it's not the hardest thing I've had to deal with the last couple of days, but I will use this to help find Alistair's killer.
Good. And we at least have somewhat of a course of action. Although, Kilroy, I don't think you should be going out alone. If we
I
did
got
let a
Bella
few
as
of.
I tap Bella on the back.
That's fair. Although it didn't seem to help us against those goons. They jumped you either way. Just maybe don't just walk so openly. I don't know if it's possible for you as I look over your frame, but try to be sneaky, or at least a little under the radar, if possible.
I can do that as I snap my fingers and Bella turns into a little bear.
Yeah, that might work. Plus, if I saw you a bear that size and then immediately turning full grown, well, I'd miss my shield, that's for certain. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. I can carry her this way too.
That's true. Alright. Well, I guess then castle for me. Are you coming, Gerard, or do you have some things to take care of?
Yeah, I can come with you.
Alright. Perfect. Kilroy, we really need to start setting meeting times. So, if we don't see you in an hour, or two, I guess, depending on how long your conversation with Outcast will take, we're going to come searching for you. Rancor or high water, got it?
Well, if you don't find me at the Emberfall Academy, I'm somewhere along the way back to the palace. Hopefully.
Got it. Alright. Once this is over and we can actually recover Alistair's corpse, we'll say a few words. But for now, operate like he's still kicking and deal with grief after. Deal?
Deal.
Alright, let's get moving then. And I, offer you a hand to help you stand up here, Gerard. And start making my way towards the palace, I suppose.
All right. As you guys go to leave, walking past Jonah, he'll look at you, Gerard. Light protect you, Gerard, along your way. Remember what we talked about. Have a goal. Stick to it. It helps to have something to focus on.
Yeah, unless the people around you think it's a lost goal. But I'll remember.
Good. And as he kind of claps your shoulder and leans in, all that matters is that you believe in it.
Thank you, Jonah.
All right. As you guys make your way, going in your separate ways, Kilroy, you head towards the west, towards Emberfall Academy. While Togrick and Gerard, you guys will head southeast towards the Grand Palace. Who wants to go first?
Go ahead, Kilroy. I'm more interested in the conversation with the big mage.
Fair enough.
All right. All right. As you make your way towards Emberfall Academy, you make your way towards Emberfall Academy, walking once again past the arcane gate and towards the looming earth moat over the rest of the city. What do you do?
I hold up Bella. My wings begin to flutter, and I fly up towards the academy.
All right, as you fly up towards the academy,
Skip check in again.
skipping check-in again. Are you going straight for Alcaz once again, or?
Yeah, I'm going straight for Alcaz again.
All right, as you fly your way up, arching over the rest of the city, you kind of glide your way down into the front of the castle. The castle, of course, kind of this large, overwhelming presence over the rest of Emberfall. As you walk again, once again, the old man sits there behind the circular desk in the center of the hall. Yes, how are you doing?
Oh, not this again. Hi, Kilroy. Here to talk to Alcaz. We've been through this.
Okay, you said your name was Kilroy?
Yes.
All right, and why are you here again?
Talk to Alcaz. We had some business.
Oh, Alcaz. Who is he?
The archmage that lives up those stairs that
Yeah,
you make
sorry.
appear.
Yeah, it's fine. As he kind of goes through his list. And do you have an appointment?
He knew I would be stopping by. I do not have an appointment.
No appointment. If you'll take a seat, I'll go see if he's free.
Yep. Thank you.
Did you just
That'll
lie
take
to
a
this
seat.
maze? He knew I'd be stopping by. Sorry.
No, he knew I'd be coming by. Just not today. He knew at some time I'd be coming by.
You're always coming by.
Yep.
As he disappears and makes his way through a door that seemingly appears out of nowhere, formed of light. You wait there for some time, sitting on this low marble bench built into the wall of this entrance area, before finally the old man appears, leaning on his metal rod that serves as his walking stick. He's in a meeting right now, but if you make your way up, he should be free in a few moments.
Thank you very much. And I begin to make my way up.
As he kind of mutters under his breath, "Nobody makes appointments anymore." And he looks over at you. "What was your name again?"
Bella, and I start going up.
Nice. Well, nice to meet you, Bella.
Nice to meet you too, sir.
As
And
you
I
walk
start fucking
past,
laughing.
making your way through, laughing hysterically, making your way up the stairs. Once again, the stairs form out of nowhere, kind of in front of your feet as you walk up in a circular fashion, just building each other in rapid motion, shimmering white and blue, almost like the starry sky. Until finally you reach the top and the door appears before you, made out of a flash of light, just like the older man's door. As you open it, it leads down a long hallway. Familiar to you, of course, is now you've been here. This is the third time. As at the end of the hallway, you see a door made out of solid yellow light, and when you open it, it opens up into Alcaz's office. Um, you'll see there's a few other people in here. You'll remember Bella. I mean, yeah, Bella, the woman who let you in, known as Bella the Brave. She originally let you in to Ember's Fall and guided you in. The other one, of course, you'll recognize as Torvin. Quite a familiar face as he looks over you and gives you a wink and a smile before they walk past. And they just both go, Kilroy.
Torvin, Bella, and I also pat my bear on the back. Bella.
Ah, you named your bear after me, huh?
Way before I met you.
Sure. She walks past and Torvin goes, Hey, try not to get in too much trouble with this one, lad.
I can't keep that promise.
Yeah, as he walks past you. Um, Alcaz looks a bit frustrated, his brow furrowed, as he kind of just plops down behind his table, once again just covered with paperwork. Take a seat, Kilroy. So, what can I do for you? And please don't add to any more of my problems.
I was just wondering if you had any more, or has any of your researchers come up with the solution to dreamwalking yet?
No, not that I know of. However, did a bit of asking around and went through some of my old notes, and I'd forgotten. I actually do know somebody that is experienced in the process. The only problem, of course, that they don't live within the walls of Emberfall anymore.
How far away are we talking?
Shadow Glen, or nearby Shadow Glen. A bit up the Nether Road.
Yeah, that's a little bit of ways.
Um, not necessarily in not necessarily in Shadow Glen either per se, um, but in the mirror.
I'd have to see if my companions are okay with that. We are kind of on a mission here as well before we go or do anything.
Understandable. Well, it's not like she's going anywhere, so she's been there for quite a few
Yeah,
years.
what's her name?
As he looks around. Well, we don't. I shouldn't give this information out to just anyone, but as you've repeatedly proven your service to the city, I assume I can trust you to keep a secret.
Yes.
Actually, God, this might kill two birds with one stone. So, the one person you're looking for is Anna Blake.
Uh, so knowledge history. I'll roll that. Is that all right?
You can.
26.
So, you'll remember relatively easily. Anna Blake was Balthazar Blake's late wife. Of course, making her the mother of Alexander Blake. She ruled as regent over the city for some time.
Okay. Well then, I understand why this has to be kept secret.
Yes, we obviously don't want everyone to know about her position and where she's at. Um, but she has. She's hidden herself away from the rest of the city. She doesn't exactly desire company.
You wouldn't by chance know how I would find her when I get there, then, would you?
I know she's built a tower inside of the mirror, just inside of the borders. Of course, nobody goes in there anymore.
Righty. And then there was one thing that we forgot.
You might speak to some of the people there, and I know I don't know if you've ever met Albeck before, but I know he still serves at her side sometimes. He's been known to frequent the area.
You said Albeck?
Albeck, yes.
Okay. The name doesn't sound familiar, but I'll make sure if
I know
I'm
he
there
was
to
spotted
seek him
there a
out.
few weeks ago.
Thank you for the information. And then I begin to reach in my bag. I'm like, now there's a matter we forgot, a matter of business we forgot to take care of whenever we took or were watching over Gerard, and I pull out the elephant symbol, the black stone material that's magical.
Yes, and your question?
You said you'd identify this for me, and we never did that.
Sure, leave it here and I'll get to it as soon as I have a moment.
Yep, appreciate it. And then they grab Bella, and I begin to leave.
All right, as you make your way over out of the temple, or not the temple, but the academy, we'll make our way over to Togric and Gerard. I'm getting all your names mixed up today. What are you guys doing?
Trudging our way towards the palace, I would imagine. Going in through the front gates, so I guess there's guards. Never really something I thought of before, but
As you make
um,
your way over to the Gate of Flames, once again, the Blood Knights let you in, knowing that you're staying within the city's walls. As you make your way inside, you make your way up to the Duke's quarters where the guards kind of block the entranceway. State your business.
are you serious, Mitchell? Jared? Again?
It
I
doesn't,
was just here this morning.
and you'll state your business every time you want to see the Duke.
Oh, you guys
Abby
are all
just
on
stated
edge
our
these
business.
days.
We
I
wanted to see
guess
the Duke.
I guess either way, it's irrelevant. He's not here.
Could have led with that. Mind telling me where he's gone?
I think something about going down to the docks. There was an arrival from Hero's Rest.
What does he need with a bunch of mercenaries?
I think some food arrived, and he wanted to go down and thank them personally.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it, I suppose. Come to think of it, they do have that crazy druid in their service, don't they?
They do.
Might want to check the food before you eat it. Okay. Any idea when he'd be back?
I don't presume to question the Duke.
Oh, you're such an amazing guard. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm his guard, not his keeper, nor his steward. And did you really expect him to just sit here all day with nothing to do, waiting for you to return?
Considering he always sends people like us to fix his problems, yes, I did. I do an about face here.
He gives you a really steely look as you do that.
Let's see. Well, that was a waste of time. I mean, we could try to catch him at the docks, but something tells me we'd just miss him again. Um, actually, wait a second. So I kind of, disregarding the stare from the guards, I'm kind of looking around and do we feel like we're being watched by any chance? Can I roll a perception here?
You can.
All right. Let's see. Okay. I'm looking for a very particular set of eyes. At this point, I'm sure you're already aware of which ones. Perception. Although I doubt he's here, but 31. Wow. Thank you, Foundry.
And who are you looking for exactly?
Uh, let's see. I believe his fake name is called Eldinar. Is that right?
As you look around, you don't see anybody actively following you as you walk through the castle.
So I just make like a rude gesture in the general vicinity of the walls and the ceiling, and then I'll kind of wait for a minute in the hallway here. And maybe give it a couple of minutes. If nobody comes out, then he's actually not here. But
As you look around, walking through, nobody approaches you.
huh, strange. I guess he could be watching over the Duke. Kind of inconvenient though. I mean, I guess I should have asked the useless guy. I mean, the nice guard. Um, when he left, kind of feels counterintuitive to guard a chamber room with no one in it, but earn your bread and all that. Gerard, you want to try to catch him at the dock, or should we try to meet up with Kilroy?
I mean, we should probably meet up with Kilroy. I don't want to intercept him and talk about this while he's dealing with other matters.
I mean, it's just receiving some food, maybe a few handshakes, but okay. We can, I mean, honestly, we did say we'd give him a couple hours. We could just rest for now and try to come up with a game plan for, the mouth of the dragon. He's supposed to come this way in a few hours anyway, right? That's how long did it take us to get to the palace?
Well, maybe 45 minutes. At this point, you're beginning to be recognized by most people, and so they know to get out of your way.
Okay. Yikes. Well, that definitely doesn't help the whole auction house angle, but it's fine. All right. Well, I'll go try if I can navigate it. I'll try to find the quarters we were staying at before.
All right, fair enough. As you make your way through, going over to the western part, it's actually just one floor down and a little bit over. You see your quarters where you were staying at. Their apartments are actually in the same wing directly below the Duke's.
Directly below the Dukes? Okay.
I mean, over
interesting.
and maybe like 100 feet down, floor down and maybe 100 feet over, but relative to the palace below, maybe not directly below, but near enough.
Okay. So then I'll open the door in there and kind of look around, make sure there's, you know, I don't know what, people, I guess, would be the word I'm looking for.
I mean, what kind of people necessarily?
I mean, just the living, breathing kind of people. Making sure that we're alone in the room.
Oh, okay. So give me a perception check. I mean, there's a guard outside of your door. Do you send him away?
No. Other than the guard, they
You make a perception
18.
check to see. All right. So as you look around, searching the room to see if maybe there's any peepholes or anybody in any of the off rooms or any way that you could be observed. As you search the entire area, you don't see anything.
Okay. I'll have a seat. Not on the couch that was stained by wine from El Gerardo. But I have a seat, and you know, if you weren't wearing your armor, I doubt anyone would recognize you. But given how obsessed you are with your shield, as I lean back, I don't think you'd want to go armorless.
You would be correct.
Yeah, kind of thought so. Speaking of armor, want to help me get out of this for now? As I tap the runic breastplate.
Yeah, as long as you help me with mine.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Not gonna spend 45 actual minutes pulling off armor. Just take it off for me, please.
All right.
So, D&D rules for unequipping heavy armor is big rough, guys. Don't go swimming. That's all I have to say. All right. So stripping off armor, which takes a considerable amount of time. And I kind of look over some of the runic patterns in the hammer, and remember that moment that I almost, killed myself with the spikes on my hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of look them over here and set them next to each other, because that was the closest thing that I got to a reaction last time, if I remember.
Okay, so as you set them together, looking at them, you notice as you look at them that the marks on them are very similar, going back and forth. almost identical, but different in some respects. And you can see the mark of your clan on there. You can see these different marks as you realize they're both lined with runes of power. Though it seems as if the runes on your armor have been damaged after your last encounter.
Damaged how? Like, are they scratched and scuffed, or are they not glowing like they should be?
They're not glowing like they should be. It's not simply a superficial issue.
Ugh. Well, not that it was doing anything for me before, but it won't be doing whatever it was doing. As I kind of stop and slow down my sentence. Anyway.
Whatever it wasn't doing.
Right. Whatever it wasn't was doing, or whatever it wasn't doing. So. And then I kind of look back through my memories here, and did the crown have similar runes, by any chance?
You can roll me an intelligence check. James?
Togric Dumb.
Gerard, you can roll one as well since you were there.
Togric Dumb. Are you sure it's intelligence?
I sure am.
Oh, well, crits. Crits mean I'm not as dumb. We're good. Wow, we both rolled a 22 total.
Oh, wait. Very nice, guys. As both of you will instantly remember that, yes, the runes were very similar. Almost as similar as the ones between the armor and the weapon.
What kind of... It's a set, as I kind of scoff.
Yeah, it looks pretty close. Not that I know much about runes or anything, but squiggly lines look the same to me.
It'd be like your Divine's artifacts. You wear them as a set, and they're, oh god, huge pain in the ass. I roll my eyes. And Dad wanted me to take this with me? You should have been wearing it.
You know, with your crit, you'll know he might not have known. Most of the powers of these artifacts has been lost with time. The last surviving member of your house was the eldest son, but he had never inherited, when he left, he had never inherited any of these items and was not told the higher secrets of your family. He wasn't yet even of age when he had to flee, so there are some things about your history that are lost to time.
Annoying. You think I should have noticed while we were still, at Darendar, not 12 days away, but... It's fine. I'm sure I'll visit again before too long. God knows he'll do something else stupid.
Well, so you're smart enough to know that if you want to get this repaired, there is an entire dwarven quarter of the city due to the high friendship between Emberfall and Darendar.
Yeah, I remember. It's just, do I want to walk into the dwarven quarter having 2 of the 3 pieces of Exodia on my person? Is the question. So, kind of not going to want to do that normally.
There are 5
as
pieces
Togric.
to Exodia, thank you. All real words.
Yeah,
all
well,
all
I
real
mean...
nerds know. All real nerds know.
Well, I don't imagine there's 2 more pieces of this somewhere, unless you're just doing it for the jokes. You got the reference, so it was effective communication. But in-game, I suppose I could have someone look at this, but, how do I explain how I got it? Kind of looking for advice on that, Gerard. You pass for, well, not the one who was trained by Gregor and in his second coming. Care to tell me how you fly under the radar, or do you just look mean and don't talk to anyone?
Yeah, I feel like we've been together long enough that I just look mean and don't talk to anyone.
Yeah, that's kind of rhetorical, I guess. Then again, I guess I could always have Kilroy look at it. He was an artifact scholar before he joined up in all this mess after...
That sounds like a good idea.
Illidion.
Sounds like his direct line of work.
Great. Well, then I'm going to catch some shut-eye until he gets here. Or wake me up in about a half hour if he doesn't show up, okay?
You know what? Actually, I'm going to go to sleep too. Jonah told me that there was a pattern of me not having dreams in cities. So.
Not having dreams in cities, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
Told me that the pattern was the last time I had a dream was while I was still in Ferric. And I haven't had dreams since we've been here.
That's strange. I know I'm not exactly a demon scholar, given my orders line of work, but um, that shows intelligence in some manner, right?
Most
No, yeah,
assuredly.
for sure. For sure. And that's more
Okay.
worrisome than just dreams. Absolutely.
Uh, you haven't interacted with a witch or anything recently, have you?
You've been with me the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you might not remember it, jackass. I don't know why I'm asking. Open your bag. Look through your things. Hold on. Let's see if there's anything different or something that shouldn't be here. While we have the time, anyway.
Okay, I guess we could do that.
All right. So I'll do the same for my bags as I just kind of dump them out on the ground here. Um,
As you guys search through and empty out your bags, both of you roll me perception checks.
all right.
Most useful skill in this system.
Yeah. Just always put points in perception, everybody.
Because this system does not have investigation, just so you guys know. We only have perception, and it serves both purposes.
27. Pretty good.
Also, 27.
Are you kidding me? Are we really? Did we really just?
We sure did.
Wow.
Y'all are
Times
vibing
in a
today.
row.
Yeesh. All right. Same wavelength. As long as the same wavelength is rolling high, I'm okay with it, I guess.
Right.
All right, as you go through, for the first time, digging through your things, Gerard, both of you guys are going through, sifting through your bag, and you realize for the first time, you guys both almost see it in the exact same time and lock eyes, that there's a little stitch on the exterior of your bag that you hadn't noticed before. On the bottom, a place you don't normally look, it's a small cut that's been stitched, maybe no more than half an inch.
It reminds me of the circle's work. Hold on. I take a closer look at the stitching itself. I know it sounds strange, but if it's like a signature of some kind, I mean, I'm going to take a closer look at it.
All right, as you look forward, it's not a signature maybe of any kind, but the stitching is finally done and done in silk.
Okay, well, do you mind as I pull out a dagger?
No, but who would have gotten a hold of my bag for that long?
Let's do this one step at a time, okay? And we might find a clue depending on what's in here. As I cut the silk threads.
All right, and as you cut the silk threads, a tiny shard drops out and hits the ground, and it's just kind of a chime, a very high pitched chime emanates through the air. As it drops down, it's a violet stone, no more than a shard, maybe a quarter inch in width all around and an inch long in diameter, cut like a crystal. It seems to emanate with a violet light from within that pulses with a low glow.
I'm gonna use detect corruption here.
It
As I wave my
is
hands.
corrupted as fuck.
Okay. Gerard, step back a second. Or maybe, as I try to see where the corrupted aura dies off, is it like a 5-foot thing, so it has to be really, really close, or is it like 15?
The aura extends no further than the item. And as you look at it, both of you, well, not you, Gerard, because you haven't examined yourself while you're sleeping, but Tagric, intertwined within it is the same magical energy that is intertwined with the corruption within Gerard's dreams.
So I'm gonna pull out tongs from my blacksmithing kit.
Once again, like I did the last time, as you look at this, I need an intelligence check.
Yeah, I'm big brain enough to figure this out. We gonna be fine, everybody. +2. Yeah, 4.
Once again, it's
dumb.
just on the edge. It's almost like you recognize this magical signature, but you just can't remember what it is.
So I pull the tongs and I clasp it in them. I kind of lift it up and look it over here. I kind of bring it close to firelight and see if it's see-through or not.
You'll recognize this instantly as Electrum. Electrum is a metal. You've used it before in your efforts. It's extremely rare. It's highly valued by mages for its ability to conduct magic. It's often used as a repository of mana, or it's used by mages in order to more effectively channel their magic in combat through a weapon.
So it's like a focus. So I look it over. So is it see through when I hold it near the fireplace here?
There seems to be some kind of light pulsating within it, but when the light is dim, it is see-through.
Okay. Um. So you said it's super corrupted, right? Like one of the worst things I've seen, or like on par with my own corruption, or
You have never seen a corruption this intense. Vythe is not this corrupted.
yikes. So don't throw it in the fire. Got it. Okay. Well,
It's almost, when you look at it with your detect corruption, your eyes flaring with your own corruption as you cast, it's almost the absence of light. It's like almost within this space, nothing exists but corrupted shadow energy.
okay. So
know?
let's do some backtracking here.
Maybe we should go find Kilroy.
Yeah, maybe, but hold on. Who could have put this on your back? Think back. When was the last time your stuff was unattended to? Where would it be? Not in the underground. It shouldn't be anything from Derrinder. When was the last time you didn't have your things with you, Gerard? I see you rolling an intelligence check.
I mean, it depends. There are a lot of times within it couldn't have been any later than after you left Arendar, because that's when the first dream happened.
Yeah, I was going to say my intelligence roll was for when did the first dream start happening?
The
So yeah,
first
it had
dream
to
happened the second day after Darendar. Then there was when you were at the feast, your things were unattended in your room.
Yes, so at the feast in Derringer. It had to have been the only time.
Before that, as the DM, I'm trying to think back. Probably the last time that your things were unattended before that were when you first arrived at Calmer's Ferry, and then maybe back at Ferric at the inn.
Highly unlikely it's in either of those two places, given that the DM had to think back, which means.
Don't metagame!
Sorry, yeah.
That's
fair.
super meta.
Just throwing that in there. I would never metagame. So you're telling me there's even more goofed things happening at Derrinder? Seriously? Oh my gosh. Okay, it couldn't have been the assassin. He's dead. Or my father, because I was with him. Or my brother, because he was there the whole time. Oh, that's gonna be useless. I have no idea. So I kind of look over the crystal a little bit more. Does it have a, I know it's dumb, but does it have a maker's mark on it or anything I could maybe attribute to someone? Is there any leftover, arcane something trace?
It is, like I said, it is intertwined very much so with an arcane aura. It's just not one you remember.
Very much so with an arcane aura. So I think back, I know it's reaching a bit, but he was the one to actually kill the Duke's wife, who was a corrupted priest. I kind of think back to her signature. Does it match? Is it similar?
As you think back, it does not match that person.
Okay, so all the powerful mages I know. It's a short list, so Al-Kaz, probably not, but I think about it all the same.
Nope.
Okay, let's see. Next most likely target. Well, shoot. As much as I don't like this, he has also been to the sanctuary. So I'm gonna kind of quickly parse through what I remember of my own order's signatures.
Well, it is an arcane signature, that much you know, so it wouldn't be any divine or primal caster.
That's fair, but I know Salone also uses arcane magic.
It doesn't match his
So,
signature. That's fair. It does not match his signature.
okay, so that's good. None of them. Um, I try to think back to the previous. I have a little bit less experience with this guy, so if I need to roll a check or something, just let me know. But the previous priest who was ousted for corruption, who ran the temple here.
I don't think that you interacted with. I don't think he ever casted magic around you, so you wouldn't be aware of his.
He casted the protection from evil charms.
So
He
this
crafted
isn't
those in front
a.
of us.
I think you're getting
Yeah.
a little too.
Oh, that's divine. Whoops.
But
Sorry.
this isn't a. This isn't a like. You feel like this is a aura you should know. This is not a like. Oh, I encountered this aura once, but I'm familiar with this aura and I do not remember who it belongs to. This is not a. I met this guy and he cast a spell around me once.
Okay. So I should know this. Is this a knowledge? Am I able to roll knowledge history here, or just continue raw intelligence, which I failed, which I won't roll again, but
It would be an intelligence check.
rough. Okay. All right. Well, it's familiar, but I can't quite place it. Maybe Kilroy will remember.
If you eventually guess it, though, I will tell you.
I mean, I don't want to sit here and waste everybody's time while I go through every possible NPC it could have been.
I appreciate.
You know what I
that.
mean? So, because like I could do that and we could be here for an hour, but I'm just not gonna do that. I'll think about it off cam a little bit. I guess let's see if we can catch up to Kilroy. Maybe he knows.
Yeah, that might be the most helpful, especially while he's still in the college.
Yeah.
All right, as you make your way over, to the. Sorry, just a second. As you make your way over to the college, the academy, making your way out of Ember's Fall, as you're walking past Zenithar's gate, you actually see Kilroy coming towards you. It appears as if he's making his way back to you.
I've got Vimagor's hood up and I'm carrying Bella in my arms.
Okay. So I wave my arm out as you're walking towards us, and I kind of look behind him to see if there's anyone following him or anything like that.
There is not anybody following him. As you look behind him, I mean, you're in a relatively busy area, but there's not anybody following him behind you.
Okay. So we'll wait for him to catch up here, because I don't want to have to keep walking through the Gate of Flames and talking with those freakish red knights. So.
All right. So you guys head around and you go back to the castle, or are you just walking towards him?
Probably back to the castle. I imagine it's one of the more private places we can talk. Jeez.
All right. As you make your way back then into the castle, the guards once again admitting you, you find yourselves making your way towards your private chambers, finding peace and quiet, checking the room. There's nobody observing you as you go to speak with each other within your entryway.
All right.
Hey, fellas, good news. I know somebody who knows how to dream walk. Bad news. They're kind of a ways away.
Worse news. As I reach into my bag, pull out the tongs that have the crystal on them.
I think we found the reason for my dreams.
Is kind of like get a little bit closer and I'm like eyeing this thing and I pull out my jewel crafting monocle and I'm looking this thing over.
Yeah, as much as enhanced physical sight might help, I was wondering if you could help us place the aura on it. It's bothering me that I can't, but...
This is how I do it. This is how I do it as I hold my finger up and I'm like just intensely looking over it. I'm like, this is how I get this job done.
So, you, Kilroy, may roll, and You may roll an intelligence check. It will be harder for you because while you have encountered this aura before, you are not as familiar with it as Togric.
Oh, that's annoying. Oh, well.
Well,
Do we have any inspiration?
Yeah, I think so.
You have
Because otherwise
one.
you're going to... yeah, whatever, do it. If we die, we die.
14. Never mind.
All
I mean,
right.
yeah.
As you
be
go
like that.
through and look at it, pondering at it for a moment, it clicks in your head. This
Ooh.
is the arcane aura of Zenithar Blake, late brother
Gross.
of Balthazar Blake, one of the most powerful mages to have existed in the last century, who mysteriously disappeared, assumed dead, during the calamity 17 years ago, when demons invaded the Free Marches.
I kind of like drop my little monocle and take a step back. I'm like, you don't want to be touching that, and that's Zenitar Blake's.
You'll remember
Oh,
this
of
aura.
course it is.
You'll remember this aura because it was his island that you guys went on. If you remember earlier in this campaign, it was before we started streaming.
You're a youngin'. I remember him from the calamity. Oh. Of course it is.
Continue to slowly just kind of like take my little gnome step backwards.
He was known
Justin?
to be one of the most powerful necromancers to exist within living memory. He created the Blood Knights themselves. They're a new race of unknown power.
Wait a second. That means he's alive, or somebody was able to get a hold of his artifacts. Which means, as I lock eyes with Gerard, Vampire Lady. Or he's kicking and has an interest in you. And if it was the Vampire Lady, something tells me she'd just have killed you while you were sleeping. So,
Well, the whole island got out, remember? Not just the vampire lady.
yeah, well, most of those weren't sentient.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure going by the flesh monsters, we know that they weren't sentient. But
So,
Fair
There was
enough, I
probably still a
guess.
bunch of monsters we hadn't encountered.
quick overview since this happened off stream about a year ago, actually. It was fairly early on in the campaign. There's a small island off the coast of Emberfall that was historically, it had been gifted to Zenithar, and he was the Duke of it before he died. The party was sent there to locate an artifact that the Circle, the organization that was trying to open a rift within Emberfall, it was before they successfully opened that rift, was trying to gain this artifact because they were going to use it to open the rift. And so the party fought their way through these swamps to this island, where they found Zenithar's lost laboratory, where he had created all sorts of undead, shadow fiends, and other mysterious creatures. They ended up destroying the laboratory and everything on it, thus releasing the spell that kept all of his abominations and creations on the island, including one elder vampire lady that Gerard and Alistair accidentally freed.
accidentally on purpose.
Think
It was
of,
no accident.
Think of the Resident Evil vampire. Resident Evil Village vampire.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, and
It
leave out the
entranced-
fact that Alistair was trying to get a date.
That's
so.
exactly it. Entranced Alistair.
I recall him passing that will save, man.
Yeah, he chose.
But he still tried to go through the mirror.
Yeah, he did.
So I smashed it.
I miss
Genius.
Alistair already.
Geniuses, the lot of you. Okay. And I just kind of sit down, remembering the horrors that Zenithar was capable of in the Battle of the Calamity.
Every time you notice as you're kind of talking about it, all of you kind of collectively at the same moment realize that every time you say his name, the shard flashes a little brighter.
Stop saying... I can't believe I'm going to say this. He who shall not be named.
Or we should keep saying it.
No.
No. Let's no.
Just both of us talking down.
That's the
at
reason
gnome
for my
here.
dreams. No.
I'm a man of science. I want to find out.
All right, well, then you can go sew that up in your back pocket then.
Do you say his
Actually-
name, Kilroy?
Hold on,
I
that's not
mean,
a horrible idea.
yeah.
Actually.
All right. And as you look at your friends.
Oh, I don't say his name. They were talking about the
Okay.
idea, and I kind of paused and just said, "Yeah."
We were talking about the idea of someone else sewing it on them, or at least putting it in their pocket, and seeing if the dream changes, or if it even works.
I'm in.
But it doesn't work in town, so
I wonder if we're all near the artifact, if we could all enter the dream together.
Togric, now that you think about it, it wasn't just that it wasn't on in town. As you remember the instances in which Gerard did not dream, it was around people that he knew. The Baroness of Ferric, his late wife. Alcaz, his good friend.
strange. But noted. And Alexander, his nephew, I guess.
Correct.
Okay. So,
I really do.
If we can get-
say his name again.
I really think we shouldn't. You don't really understand. You might have read about Zenithar, but you didn't see the complete lack of care for life. The disregard that he had for other sentient creatures. It's inspiring and monstrous, Kilroy. He would just as soon raise his own soldiers on the battlefield as the enemy. It was a calamity in more than just demonic conflict. I sit down.
So you'd say
Zenithar
his
was the
magic
closest
was
thing
like
I've ever
no
seen to a
other.
monster.
So you'd say his magic was like no other.
Yeah, easily. Well, except for Balthazar, I guess, but not in the same way. Zenithar is honestly the closest thing I've ever seen to a real monster. Boy.
And I tried to study the unknown.
If you're going to get yourself killed, do it by yourself, like Alistair.
Ooh,
I say it with a little more bite
oof,
than I...
oof. How do the rest of you react to that statement?
The last time I helped you and your dad.
I mean, no matter what, I have to protect you.
Yeah, I'm sure you can do a lot of protecting, drunk. Afraid of dreams.
You live those dreams.
You live those dreams. I live my own hellish dreams every night, Gerard. We've
Yeah,
covered
except
this.
for the fact that whenever your father was in trouble, you could actually help him. That was your number one primary mission. Make it to your dad and fix him. And you guys have thrown mine in the back seat.
Thrown yours in the back seat. What would you have us do?
Make a plan to begin with.
Okay, sure. Let's forget about avenging Alistair because that's not terribly important. And, maybe we could try with the Zenithar thing. Maybe that'll work. Maybe Zenithar will work.
As you
I mean,
say
if it was
that,
between...
all of you
if it was-
guys, the light flashes as purple light emanates from the artifact, filling the room. And this is where we're going to take our break. We are about halfway through, and we're going to have some pretty fun stuff after this, as we're going to take our break now. And we'll continue on, especially since I know you guys have met your goal for the special Gerard dream. So we are going to take our break and come back. I've noticed that we are having a bit of visual issues with the stream. So what we're going to do while we're on this break, I'm going to end the stream quickly and then restart it. And I know the setting I have to do in order to fix those visual issues. And then we'll come back at the Be Right Back screen. And you guys will be able to join, and then we'll be back. It is currently 12 after the hour. We're going to come back at 22 after the hour for a 10-minute break. With that being said, Please remember, I'm going to cut the stream, come right back, and then we'll be back at 22 after the hour. Thanks, guys.
See you here in a few. but it only put us up
I
to
see
10.
12 on my screen.
Oh well.
Hey guys, and we're back. Thank
There.
you for coming back. I know we cut the stream during our break, but we should have a lot better visual quality now after that's been fixed. And thank you, God Mode, for the raid. Loving it. He's one of our friends that we met through Hope's channel, Hope for TTRPGs. It's a great platform for creators to connect. God Mode is somebody that streams right before us, so make sure that you check out his streams. I believe he starts at 6 Central, for those of you guys who are familiar with our time. He's one of our friends that we met through Hope's channel, Hope for TT. Anyway, he's got an excellent stream over there. I was checking it out earlier. He's got a great setup. It looks really nice. So make sure that you're checking out his games before ours. For those of you that are joining, you joined at a great time. We love to have you here. Hopefully you enjoy the stream. If you do, give us a follow. With that being said, though, we're going to get right back down into it. We're going to continue with our Monday stream, Fall of Illidion. We also stream on Wednesday nights, same time, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So, you guys are standing in the middle of your chambers, your apartments within the Palace of Emberfall. Saying Zenithar's name again as you stand around this violet crystal. It begins to shake as light fills the room, almost blinding each of you as it rotates wildly. You hear a crack as a piece of the shard falls down, and another crack as it begins to disappear, as all of you are blinded by the light and fall unconscious.
Oh, good.
Hey, we're dreamwalking, boys.
Yes, very voluntary dream walking.
As those of you begin to kind of open your eyes, all of you regain consciousness, looking around the area. Gerard, you are intimately familiar with this setting. As you look around, you see nothing but fire and ash. You look behind you and you see a familiar pool of red liquid as you realize that not only you, but all of your friends are within the realm of your dreams, as somehow all of you have descended into the infernal pits of Rancor and the Seven Hells. As you look about, those of you that haven't been here before, you see churning fire and ash off in the distance. This area filled with blackness, black jutting volcanic rock comes out of the ground as you look about the area.
Whoa, where are we at?
Back again.
Honestly, not all that bad. I've been to worse places to run.
Yeah, that's why I figured we could actually come here and do something about Gregor.
Yeah, let's find out why we're here in the first place, though. I kind of look around. I look for any sign of like a purple light or anything while we're down here.
As you look around the area, you don't see a purple light of any kind.
Well, that would have
Wings
been too
go on
easy.
my back.
Okay, so you grow wings. I was
No,
wondering if it would
asking if
work.
the wings were still on my back.
Mm.
Yeah, the wings are always on his back unless he transfers them back to his bear.
Alright, I fly straight up.
Alright, as you fly straight up, looking around the area, roll me a perception check.
$11.
Alright, as you look around the area, off to the west as far as your eyes can see, you see nothing but infernal plains. Maybe off in the distance there might be something jutting out of the sky, but it's far too far away for you to see it. As you look to the north and to the south, mountains, this small hill range that you're standing in stretches as far as the eye can see. And then, of course, To the east, you see a winding path that leads up into a towering cliffside.
I yell down, and I'm like, "There's a path to the east."
Is that all you see?
That's all that's really clear to me from up here.
With his 11.
Let me see. As I begin to climb up.
So while he's doing that, I kind of take a look at everyone. Gerard had mentioned that he looked older in the dream. Is that holding up, or does he look the same?
No, you all look the same as you currently do.
Okay. Well, here goes nothing, I guess. And I'll start scrambling up the cliff after him
And you,
to
Kilroy,
use my great perception.
what are you doing, Kilroy?
I'm still just kind of like looking out and like towards the east, I guess, and see if I can see anything else down the path.
Alright, so as you climb down the path, it seems that the path, it stretches quite a ways up into this cliff. It would take you a minute to, if you guys wanted to climb this cliff and see what was on the other side, it would take you a while in order to, maybe a better part of 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on distances. They may be deceiving in order to wind. It's not a quick cliff. It's a towering one. You'd have to walk the winding path around.
Rough. Okay.
I ask you guys
Then
if this is the way you want to go.
I don't really know, to be honest with you.
Looks a little different than last time.
And
Well, the place I'm at.
I pull out 2 potions. They're of blue tint, and I'm like, these, you could fly with these, so we could bypass having to walk.
We could also become targets in the sky.
Very true.
As you look around the area, you've kind of becoming acclimated, the shock wearing off. You realize that it's oppressively hot at the moment. Almost, it's hotter than anything you've ever experienced. It seems to push down in you, almost as if the entirety of this world just wants to hurt you. It seems to push down on your soul. Gerard and Kilroy, you feel it particularly hard. Being affiliated with the light, obviously as a paladin, and Kilroy's classed as a priest. You feel it almost trying to push you down. There's an oppressive air in the world.
Feel a bit heavy.
Do you guys want to go to the
Yeah.
east? Do you want to go to the west, or do you want to go north, south? What do you guys want to do? And go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
Well,
you
I'm
off,
gonna-
Gerard.
I'm going to cast protection from shadow and see if that makes me feel a little better. Because does it feel like it's always felt whenever I'm here, or does it feel harsher? Because you haven't really explained that.
You've never
That-
felt like this before. It's like
yeah.
you were here and it was off, but you didn't have the full, like you feel it now. Whereas before it was just hot, but not quite as hot, and you didn't have the oppressiveness of the plane.
This is probably going to be more dangerous than any of the other times we've been here before. It's never felt this strong.
That's good to know.
Do you feel anything else pulling in a certain
I don't
direction?
know. I'm casting, like I said, protection from shadow. Does it help at all?
It does. It makes you feel slightly better. It's still unbearably hot here. However, it's kind of as if there's a bit of shade over your head, as it makes you feel slightly better, and it makes the weight of the plane almost bearable.
Let's try this. Endure elements.
So does that affect all of you or just you?
It's just me.
So as you cast Endure Elements, you before is where you were profusely sweating. It's so hot here. It slowly begins to take the edge off, almost bringing it down to a very hot summer day. You're still sweating and it's hot, but it's not so unbearably hot that you feel like you're about to pass out.
I look down at the shield I'm holding.
You are holding Togrick's shield still.
All right. Kilroy, can you stand the heat? Do you need my help?
So I'm gonna use this gold ruby necklace I have on, and I'm gonna touch it, and it casts the spell Sanctuary.
All right. And so who do you cast it on?
Me.
All right. So when you cast the spell Sanctuary, you almost feel like a small barrier surrounds you. Give me an Arcana check.
Is it Knowledge Arcana or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as
29.
you cast out your sanctuary, you feel for a moment the oppressiveness of this plane pushing in on you, almost as if it's reacting to the magic that you cast. And you feel yourself challenged in a battle of wills against it, and but you overcome it with your sanctuary, and within your sanctuary you feel completely at ease, almost as if the rest of the place isn't there.
I look over at Gerard. I hold up my thumb. I'm good to go.
What's it feel like to me?
Okay, perfect.
You barely notice the effects. You feel hot. It is unbearably hot, the same as with everyone else, but you don't feel the oppressiveness at all. If anything, you feel more comfortable here than you have anywhere else, Mr. Death Knight.
That's awful. So I kind of popped my neck. I was wondering how that would interact, and let my shoulders sink lower than they have in days. It's not so bad. Besides, wouldn't want to cast magic and tip off anybody who's down here. Before I kind of close my eyes for a minute, I know it's going to be nearly impossible to get a sense of things, but I'm looking for a source, let's say, that I can find.
I'm sorry, looking for what you cut out.
What direction it's in. I start looking for the biggest source of corruption I can find.
Roll
Am
me
I
a
still cutting out?
perception check.
No, you're good.
Roll me a
I can repeat
perception
again
check.
if you'd like. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't hear you ask for one. Perception. Yeah, 16.
All right. So as you look around, you peer off to the west, and far off in the distance, farther than you can see, you do detect a sizable presence there. The entire area itself seems to radiate a lower form of corruption, almost as if the ground itself is corrupted, as if it's seeped into the stones. As you look to the east, not far off, maybe just a few hundred feet on the other side of the giant cliff, you feel another sizable source of corruption there, though not nearly as powerful as the one to the west.
Okay. Are any of them familiar? I know I don't have extensive experience with things that might generate this level, but like want either Zenithar or I believe his name was Archon, right? Is that right? Something like that. The Pain Lord we met.
The one from the east is not that powerful, and the one from the west is too far off to tell.
Okay. Well, last thing I need to check while I've got detect corruption on. I know the entire area is saturated and it's sinking into the stones. Is it sinking into us? And if it is all of us or just one of us, whatever.
What do you mean sinking into you?
Like, is corruption entering any of us, or is it just kind of we're being ignored by the plane?
It's really hard to tell, only having been here for a few moments. You're not sure
Okay.
yet.
Okay. Well, then that's good at least. Might be somewhat feasible to be down here for more than 3 seconds. Hey, Gerard?
You will notice, though, as you look down at yourself, something about the transition has caused the runes on your armor to glow again with a dim glow.
Okay. Still have no idea what those are, but I'm just gonna ignore it until I find out it's detrimental. So, what do you normally do when things like this happen?
Well, usually there is a clear path. There's a tower, a set of stairs, a bridge, doors, and the screams of Gregor from the roof.
Okay.
Or once Gregor met with me upon a cliff overhanging Point Valiant. But there was always a reason for me being there. Here it seems like we got dropped off in a desert.
Okay. Well, then I guess we should pick a direction and start heading that way, I suppose. But we might get a better sense of the bearings if we can get somewhere higher up. Maybe we can find that tower you've always seen. And
I'll go hold up
regardless,
those 2 potions again.
yeah, fine. Damn you. Hand one over
I
here.
throw one at Gerard and I throw one at Tigric.
So I'll drink it, mostly just to replenish the water in my body more than the effect of the potion, but I'll drink it.
You guys can fly for 4 hours.
Very nice.
All right, well then. Gonna go ahead and fly up about 100 feet or so, I guess. See if we can't see anything.
I'm going to cast undetectable alignment on myself, and I'm going to drink a mana potion before I do any such flying.
Fair enough, but you're wearing a whole lot of Oathsworn memorabilia to be hiding your alignment, bud.
Right.
Yeah, you're probably right. Shouldn't waste the mana.
No, probably not. You can see you go to do this, and I just point at the 8 holy symbols on your armor alone. I don't think that's a great idea.
Both of you roll me perception checks as you go up.
Okay, sounds good. 26.
26 and 29. Good
29.
rolls, boys. As you
Rare.
guys go up, looking around, you'll see, looking to the west, the kind of shape raising out of the ground that Kilroy saw before. But you guys will be able to clearly identify it as the outlines of a city off in the distance. But it's so far away you're not quite sure what the distance is, the area being deceiving to the eyes. As you look
So
to
we
the
s-
east, you will see the tips, just the tips of a black tower, just the very top, peering out from over the edge to the north, to the east. I'm sorry, over the edge of the cliff.
That's it. That's what we're looking for.
Hold on a second. As I look at the city, I know we can't make out the distance that it is, but I look for the spire architecture of Illidion. As the city's just disappeared on the overworld, I'm wondering if that's it.
You do recognize the familiar spiral architecture of Illidion's walls.
I know those stones anywhere. Those are, that's Illidion, as I point out for it. And, well, weren't there a few of your Order's relics in that city, Gerard?
Gerard?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were. I
I
mean,
don't know if this
What
is the same city that I was seeing in my dreams.
And even if it's not, it is Illidion. And I don't exactly know when we'll be able to come here next, or if it's smart, as I feel pretty good here.
I mean, we don't
Which,
get to leave the dream until what we're supposed to do is over.
Gerard, you say when you're dreaming, you look older, right?
Not every time. There was one from the first time I had stepped foot into Point Valiant, which was obviously way before Gregor was taken.
I I don't know about you, but I don't know how to dreamwalk, and I'm not entirely sure it's a dream, to be honest with you.
That's what I thought the first time too.
Hold on a
As you
moment.
say that, give me a knowledge arcana check.
Okay. 10.
No.
Hey, Kilroy, how about you, you do the knowledge arcana check.
When he says that, am I able to?
Yes, he might spring something a bit forward in your mind.
Ah, yes. Ask the dude with a plus 15.
27.
All right, as he says that, you think about it for a moment, and you cast Detect Magic. Looking out at your bodies, you realize that you're surrounded with a faint arcane aura that matches exactly the aura of this stone. It seems somehow the stone has teleported you here. But theoretically, that should be impossible. It's something to do with the stone and the tie to this location. The magic is fading, though, almost like a half-life on its aura. You're pretty sure that when the magic fades, you will return back to where you left.
It's kind of like a dream, but we need to get to doing what we need to do fast.
Oh no, you know it's 100% not a dream. You're here. You are here.
Yeah, we're here, but we need to get this done fast. We're gonna get yanked out of here pretty soon.
Oh, that's good. Actually, tiny sting of disappointment for a second. Right.
And what is it we're here to do?
No clue.
Well, there's two options, I guess. As remiss as I am to say it, I kind of belong down here. But which one of those places is closer? Getting ahead
I
of
was going
myself.
to say, if you guys have no real directive, I'm going to head over to the ruins of Illidion and see if I can find out what was the last thing to happen to Gregor.
Hold on a second. Before you do that, you said you saw him in a tower, right? Like that one, as I point at the black tower we saw in the other direction from Illidion?
Yeah, exactly like that one.
And you want to head that way, and I point to the exact opposite direction of the tower.
If you guys are going to do nothing, I can't head to that tower by myself.
I was getting ready to go to that tower. I'm assuming whatever you guys see off in the distance over that way is way too far for us to get to.
But also what I'm worried about was whenever I saw Gregor in that tower, that was the dream when I was older.
Yeah, well, a dream's a dream. We should... Besides, Kilroy's right. That's a pretty far distance, all things considered. We should probably, head to the closer one, regardless of where that is. So I shake off the, appearance of Illidion here. The tower was much, much closer than what appears to be Illidion, isn't that right?
Oh yes, assuredly. It might take you an hour and a half to get over to the tower.
And I know
While
we
we're
weren't able to
flying
judge.
instead of walking.
You might cut that time in half if you fly.
Okay.
Roderick,
Well,
drink up already. Gerard, drink up.
yeah, let's head to the tower, Gerard. Illidion isn't going anywhere, but fortunately we are.
Okay, let's go.
Damn place feels more like home than Derrinter. Okay, so start flying, I guess, towards that ominous
Alright.
tower.
As you guys fly up and over, high over the cliffs, the black and blue cliffs shining beneath you. As you look down, it seems as if there's a winding path through the dark tower looming in the distance. As you fly over, Gerard, you feel almost something calling you to the tower, almost like a far off sense of belonging as you guys come down, looming on the other side of the cliff into this small ravine in between the tower and the cliffside, landing on the ground. You'll see the familiar sight of the bridge looming over the river of lava that you've seen so many times in your dreams. Except this time, the bridge is broken, and the tower door looms red on the other side, almost like a portal, the light emanating from within. What do you guys do?
Okay.
I always that bridge.
Well. So, whenever, Togrick, you asked me what my plan was for Gregor, and I said, first, make a plan. Now we have a stone. If we say a name multiple times.
Had. It shattered when we blacked out, remember?
No, I don't.
That is correct. And as you look around patting yourself, maybe you're in shock from the sudden transition, you realize you no longer have it on your person.
This is kind of a one-time deal. At least for the time being.
We have no idea what we're walking into.
Yeah, well, we're here already, so... And honestly, I'm not keen to waste the opportunity now that it's here. And I give you a half grin. Besides, you're probably right about at least giving it a try. I might be fatalistic, but you've not asked me for much, so... As I gesture towards the tower. Question is, are you ready?
I mean, this is probably the only shot we have.
Also, when you think back, how many times were we prepared for any of the things we've done?
You know, that's kind of what I wanted to head into Illidion for, and wanted to see if any of the relics were left behind. I figured that we weren't going to leave until it was done, not about magic wearing off. So I just figured if we would try to collect a few of those relics, we'd go in here a little more.
Yeah,
Ahead.
unfortunately with the timetable on us, kind of have to prioritize. Although flying might have saved us some time, so who knows, if we live and can't get killed while already in hell, then maybe we can go there after. Something we'll look forward to.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
As you
We
guys
should head in.
stand here talking to each other, looking back and forth. Gerard, you say you're ready to go in. As you turn to the tower, making your way towards it, you off in the distance hear this faint flapping of wings. It's almost just the blowing of air off in the distance. Until peering off over the top of the tower comes fluttering down a bunch of imps as more of them begin to crawl out from behind the rocks, some climbing up from next to the bridge, looming at you, just squeaking. "Arr! Ah! Ah!" Roll initiative.
How about no?
Well,
Alright,
it's a good thing y'all can still fly.
fair. Because I'm
Not
very
really.
slow.
I have no ranged attack.
Hey,
That's why
you
I'm saying it's a good thing you can fly.
Right, would you rather be on the ground moving at 20? I'd rather be in the air moving at 60, even if I fly
Nat
like a
20.
graceful chicken. Alright. Nat 20, nice.
Then +3 for the bear.
All right, just a second. I'll collect initiative.
Alright, sorry about the delay on my initiative there. Let me know when you're ready.
All right, Bella's initiative.
Bella got a 7.
And you, Kilroy.
Nat 20, 22.
Very nice. And Gerard.
7.
Togrick.
20 total.
All right, as you look around, seeing the imps and the demons, they're larger than the imps you faced on the attack on Illidion, and that you even saw in Emberfall. Their wings easily stretching 6 feet wide, taller and leaner. They cackle as they look out at you. As Kilroy, you, reacting quicker than anyone else, get to go first. Go ahead with your crit.
Going to use Summon Nature's Ally 3 and begin to summon 1d3 hippogriffs.
All right, as you channel your hands together, this light emanating down from within you, I'm going to need a knowledge arcana check.
Even with the sanctuary and not feeling anything?
That sanctuary doesn't move with you, I don't think.
Ah, okay. Oh, I thought it was, it stays on
You're
self.
good, but you'll pass with that 25. As you bring your hands together, you feel the resistance from this area, as if the plane itself tries to resist you before it bursts through. Your magical circles taking an area around you as you'll begin to channel that spell. Quickly, the hippogriffs begin to pull out of the ground, rearing their majestic heads, the birds themselves walking out, as I will drop them on the screen.
Bella has multiplied.
Yes, you get multiple Bella tokens. This is how this is working.
I didn't mean to roll that.
Which is a shame, because you rolled a 19.
Yeah, for Bella's fortitude.
All right, there you go. As your 3 hippogriffs peel out of the ground, just rearing, ah, ah, as they flap their wings majestically. It is your turn again after your crit.
Hold action. Because I can't see the imps yet.
All right, as we'll come around to Togrick
Wait.
then.
Oh, wait, I think I see them.
Yeah, they're on the screen.
Okay, yeah, they're just hard to see. I'm gonna send this hippogriff here, this hippogriff here, and then this hippogriff, I can't move him, but on the other side. Yep.
Gotcha.
Alright, so 1 attack for each.
That is correct, sir.
20. Oh. And then I'm just gonna roll it 3 times. Alright, so
Oof.
third one crit failed. 13 and 20 for the other two.
All right, your 20 will hit.
And then
Griffin struggle in hell,
Oh
apparently.
yeah, as the griffins fly up and the demons just crackle at the first one. As your second one just looms in, slicing into it with its claws. Go ahead and roll the damage.
8 damage.
All right, as your griffin slices it into the demon crackles. Oh, none of that's pretty. As he's gonna immediately take a swipe at your griffin as a swift action. 17.
Yes.
All right, as your griffin will take 4 points of damage, and I will need a fortitude save. Ooh, the swap dice, the Morbid Barbie. Good call, as I'm swapping out my very nice metal dice for these metal dice.
8 for the fortitude save.
All right, as the demon cracks into your hippogriff, the streak of black emanates from the wound as your hippogriff has become infected. He will take an additional 4 points of damage. And I will mark him as such. And then the second one, as your hippogriff leans in to swipe at the animal, it turns, almost slipping as it falls, as it will instead strike the hippogriff next to it. Go ahead and roll the damage. That's the same one that got hit already. As he'll deal 13 points of damage to the hippogriff in the center. As he slices into his side, the hippogriff howling in pain. As it is, you still have your turn, and so does Bella.
Bella's way down on the initiative.
You're right.
So, and then I'm going to hold my hands out as green fog begins to run over Gerard and Togric, mass enlarged person.
Very nice. Does that hit Bella as well?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have it hit Bella too.
Oof. Counterintuitive to what I was going to ask you to do. Nah, it's fine. I was going to say, just clear a path to the tower. Just rush straight there. We don't need to fight these imps.
As all of you, the green light overwhelming you, as you begin to just twist, your arms pop as you stand up and grow. Just your legs stretching, your armor bending with it until you're each standing double your standard height. As now, Togric, it is your turn, and the demons are on deck.
All right. So from what I can see, I do see a few demons at the actual tower, right? That's the island across the way?
That is correct.
Okay. Let's see. Thank you for the big size. Appreciate it. 10, 20, 30, 35, 40. Sorry, math.
Yeah, flying will be important, otherwise it'd be rough to get across that lava. You'd be jumping.
Most definitely. Okay. Yeah, bigger size. Can you, apparently it's a wall. I can make it
Yeah, I
all the
got
way
you.
to the 4-block square on the island there. I appreciate it. So while I'm flying over, I'll yell to them, just get to the tower. If we don't need to fight the endless hordes of Rancor to get what we need done. As now that I'm over here, I'm going to go ahead and Timoroth's Hunger.
All right, describe
and
your
that should
Timoroth's
hit.
hunger for those that are new.
So, essentially, the shadow energy that pervades Togric's body kind of coalesces as he calls on the Demon Lord, I know it sounds really bad, Timoroth, to borrow his endless hunger in exchange for providing the flesh of your enemies, which is what these little shadow dragons will be doing to these imps if I can get away with it. Do I have a check like
You
Jor
do
does,
not,
or am I okay?
You do not.
I didn't think so.
Sorry there, but without even trying, just instantly, your magic leaps up around the ground, striking out at these demons, burning them to a crisp, as you can roll your damage with advantage.
Ooh, okay. They do have a save to see if this heals me, but it's a fortitude
No,
save.
they do
Okay.
not.
Oh, nice. All right. So that's a little bit better. So that will be 18 points of damage to. I can only reach the 3 here, unfortunately. But those 3 in front of me will take damage.
As you cast out your magic more powerful than it's ever been before, it feels good. It's just this sense of justness, like, yes, I am more powerful than you, and this is how it should be, as you feel at home.
So a small laugh bubbles up from my chest as I'm casting larger shadow dragons than you've ever seen on the surface. As that's all I can do for my turn.
All right, as we come over and you hear the demons clittering to each other, the ones in front of you just, it burns, it burns, it burns, as the other ones call out to them, no, stop the dwarf, don't let him get to the tower, as they fly towards you.
Okay, I'm okay with this. Yes, gather in my AoE. I miss my shield though.
As most of them will surround you,
Me
some
too.
of them stand back. As 5 of them will attempt to attack you, just slicing in. On the first one, does a 30 hit you?
Yeah.
The second melee attack is a 17. I assume that's a miss.
That is a miss.
All right. And the third one is a 28.
Shield. That's a miss. We're good.
All
As
right.
a black arcane barrier springs in front of my face, blocking the claws.
All right. And with the fourth and final one, it will miss as well as the one strikes into you. But you realize these creatures are deft, as 3 of them almost hit you. 2 of them only being blocked by your shield, as you will take 8 points of damage, and I will need a fortitude save.
Okay, I'm surprised. Is this a magical effect?
You will have advantage on this save.
Oh, okay. Good. So 24.
All right, as you feel this bite, this claws cut into you, but you resist this necrotic shadow energy that tries to enter your body. As the 3 imps in the back begin to rub their hands together, 2 of them casting out these beams of fire that screech through the sky at you. I need 2 reflex saves.
Ah, yes. I am very, very good at reflex saves as a dwarf. Here we go. I didn't mean to roll it twice. Only take the first one.
It's fine, I needed 2 anyway.
Oh, do I have real? Oh, yeah, that's fair. So 14 on the first one, 23 on the second one.
All right, as you will pass the second one, but not the first one, as you will take half damage on the second one.
All right.
As you will take 18 points of damage on the first beam as it strikes your chest, and 7 points of damage on the second that's been halved as it strikes into you, slamming into you. The third one sends this arcing beam of light towards Kilroy. Kilroy, I will need a reflex save.
Yep.
I'm sorry, an arcing beam of flame. I did not mean to say light, for those of you in the chat.
I was going to say
17.
holy demons.
All right, as you will pass as well, taking half damage on this beam of flame as it hits you. Oof, you will take 11 points of damage.
Shield ally, one of my hippogriffs is gonna take 5 points of that damage.
Very nice. As the flame strikes into you, you feel it burning your chest as all of a sudden it appears on one of your hippogriffs in front of you. As the imps in front of them begin to cackle, he's on fire! He's on fire! Strike him! As the 3 imps immediately in front of him will all try to strike that hippogriff. 25 on the first hit. It's the one in the
2 of
middle that's been
them-
hit twice.
Oh, I did the one on the right for the damage, the fire damage.
Nah, it's the middle one, dog. Oh, you do the one on the right. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. I meant the ones that had been hit previous turn.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna hit the
Yeah.
middle one. Yep.
25 on the first hit.
Yep.
Second one probably misses. 15.
Hits.
Okay. And then the third one hits then as well. Is they both will, that one will take 22 points of damage.
Yeah, it's dead.
As it just kind of as it just blinks out of existence. As it is Bella's turn. Gerard, you are on deck.
So Kilroy still has his movement as well.
Yep. Do you want to use it now before Bella's turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna have. I have the wrong thing selected. Kilroy run over to the bear, and for his swift action, put his hand on the bear, or yeah, put his hand on Bella's back and transfer the wings back.
All right, that works as these long flowing wings pop out of her back. As it is now her turn.
And with me on Bella's back, we are going to fly over to said island with Targruk. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
For a second, I got really excited. I saw an axe and a stone on this island here, and I was like, "Oh wait, that's the tower."
And then I'm gonna have Bella grapple that one imp right in front of her.
All right, as she flies up, just roaring. Give me your best roar.
Roar!
All right, as she comes arching in, trying to wrap up this imp, demon, whatever it is. It looks like a larger imp. Give me a grapple check.
Plus, 28.
As she easily wraps up this demon, devil, whatever it is in front of her, what are you gonna do?
I can't do anything else this turn.
Fair enough. As Gerard, you were up. Kilroy, you were on deck.
All right. I mean, Togrik's correct. I fly across.
All right, you have 60 feet of fly speed, so where do you want to go? You hitting those ones on his left, or do you want to go to the ones in the back?
Dialogue is free, right? Don't want to interrupt,
Yes,
but I do need to.
yes.
Gerard, Kilroy, just get in the damn tower. I'm gonna have a hard time differentiating friend from foe right now. And I can actually kill demons here as I look around at all of them. For those of you who don't know, I mean, demons don't actually die when you kill them on the overworld. They only die if you kill them in Rancor. So this is like a wet dream over here.
It's true, as they actually die in the seven hells down in the pit. So where are you going, Gerard?
To the top by the tower. It's not allowing me to move my token.
I got you. That's about as far as you can get there. Is that where you're good from? Do you have anything else you want to do besides for move? Or are you just going to double move to the tower?
Yeah, I'm just trying to double move it and get to the tower. There's no point in us fighting all these guys.
All right, as you get over to the entrance to the tower, it's instead of a door, a tall stone door as it was before, it's instead the shimmering beam of red energy, the solid wall that appears before you. What do? You do have enough movement still to try to move through it this turn if you want while you're double moving. Or, I mean, do you want to do something else with it? It's up to you.
No. Trust the Death Knight. I go through the portal
All right.
energy wall.
As you do, give me a will save.
Will saves are never the fun kind of save, but he is a paladin, so.
Yeah, 31.
31.
As you go through the barrier, it seems to almost dissipate around you, allowing a path for you to enter. As you walk through, into the tower. As you walk inside, you see familiar black steps winding up and around, although this time you feel a powerful presence within the tower, almost reaching out to you. You also see stairs to the left. These stairs seemingly go down further into the tower. As we're going to come around to Kilroy.
Well, I can't move. So here's
Just
what
take
I'm
that
gonna
one demon with you. It's gonna be fine.
do. Well, Bella's the one that's moving.
Fair.
So I'm going to begin to crackle lightning between my hands and throw it up above all of these demons. And it's going to begin right here, and it's going to be able to hit all 4 of these guys.
Okay.
And clouds begin to form above these demons and rain down lightning right on top of them.
Okay. As it rains down lightning top, is that a reflex save?
And then it's an Arcana check, right? It's a will save.
A will save. All right, and give me the Arcana check first. You're correct.
33.
33. Very nice, as it will go through. Your spells crackling down to the ground. As one will crit and pass, as it just stands there taking the blast of energy. The rest will fail, however. Go ahead and roll your damage.
$16 damage.
All right, as it crackles down into them, one of them disappears in a puff of smoke. Just gone. What else are you doing this turn? I believe you still have a
And then I'm
swift
going
action.
to use the cantrip guidance. Yep, a swift action. I'm going to hold out
Gonna hold out what? Sorry.
1d4 on his saves, his abilities, and skill checks.
Sorry, didn't quite
Much
catch that. What
appreciated.
did you say?
I'm holding my hand out towards Togric and using guidance on him, giving him a 1d4 on all of his abilities, saves, and skill checks.
All right, fair enough. As it is now Togric's turn with demons on deck.
You got a +3.
Much appreciated. So, quick question: is not just because this map is really really awesome, because it really is, but is there actually an axe in the stone over there?
No, there is not.
Okay, I just wanted to ask. So let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move 5. So, if they're smart enough, which given that they can talk, I think they are. I'm about to get attack of opt a couple of times. As I go to cast Timorous Hunger again, which will unfortunately hit Togric and Bella, but it will also hit every demon on this island here.
All right, as you will take 3 attacks of op. 31.
Oh, and
With my shield.
one of them is grappled, by the way.
Yeah, so,
Oh,
no,
so
you're
2
good.
attack
Only
of
2
ops.
attacks of op. So 31 with your shield.
That will hit.
Okay, and then the second attack, I believe this is a miss, but just to make sure, 27.
That one will miss.
Okay, as the second one lays into you, its claws coated with black energy. You will take 7 points of damage, and I need that fortitude save again. You have advantage again.
Can do. I just need to ask, real quick, is this shadow damage that they're hitting me with?
If you, the save might be.
No, what I mean, like, are their claws hitting me with shadow? Because I have shadow resistance, so I was curious.
No, they are not, but the save might be.
Okay. All right.
You have a +3 to your save right now.
I appreciate it.
And advantage.
Let's
Big,
see.
Big nut.
Yeet. All right, let's see what I got here. Sorry about the delay. All right. So with advantage, And a +4 would be 30.
Okay, advantage in a +4. That you definitely pass, as once again the energy just seems to reflect off of you. And then you cast your Timroth's Hunger again, and that's a will save, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Gonna go ahead and roll this twice.
Oh.
I think 2 passed at
I
22
probably
and
failed that
23.
The 22 and 23, those will pass. The 12 fails.
Does the 17 pass as well? Oh, that's your damage.
That was my damage.
The
Kilroy
bear. That was the bears. Mine was the 12.
bear passes. So even though they pass, it doesn't,
Yeah.
half damage. It just won't heal me. So let's see. 17 damage for those of you who are in range. I apologize.
Shield ally. That hippogriff is taking 8.
Fair enough, and that puts me back to that much HP. Sweet. As there's this blissful look on my face as I realize I'm actually killing demons for the first time in my life. They're not going to come back and be a pain. They're actually dying. You better get moving. I'm gonna be a little while.
That's the plan, man.
Demons on deck. Yikes. Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Alright, it is the demon's turn. As they come around to you, they look at you and they look back at each other and just just kill the dwarf! Kill the dwarf! He uses the shadow magic! Kill him! As all 3 of them right there are going to step back and just throw beams of fire at you. You will get a attack of opportunity on the one in front of you as he steps back before he gets to cast. So go ahead and do that.
Okay, sounds good. Swing the hammer. Let's see. So this will have 2 more, 2 plus to hit, plus a d4. Oh god, crit. Okay.
Very nice.
Wow. All right. Well, let me go ahead and roll my damage. All right. Sorry about the delay here. It's taking... Sorry about that. My foundry seems to be struggling here. Alright, so that would be 12 plus 14, so 26 points of damage.
Alright, as that one, it can't even get away, so you'll only have 2 of them as it just drops to the ground.
Splat.
What is going on? There it goes.
Alright, reflex saves, is that right?
Yeah, just a second. They disappeared off the map for me. But yeah, give me a reflex save. It'll be 2 of them.
Alright, can do. I really appreciate the guidance, considering that has the potential to be more than my entire reflex save. Oh god. Alright, crit fail and let's see. Crit fail and a 15. Yikes.
Alright, on the crit fail, you will take double damage. You fail the second. Well, the second one, is that with your +3?
I added the +2 with the d4, or added a d4, which put me at 15.
Okay, so that one will fail as well. As 2 scorching beams of flame hit you in the chest, as you will take.
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
40 points of damage on the first one, as it smashes almost through your armor into your chest. And the
What's a
second
few more
one,
scars?
will be 14 points of damage. As it smashes into you. At this point, your armor flares with almost this magical response as the The runes themselves begin to glow as you have this instinctual understanding of how now to work your armor, as there's this blast of energy that comes out of it. If you say the word force, as it goes to protect you, as you've almost been killed in one massive blow. If you say the word push, it will expend out this wave of force in 20 feet 3 times per day, pushing everything back 20 feet upon a failed fortitude save, standard DC.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you.
As it is Bella's turn, Gerard, you are on deck.
Well, fly to that door.
All right, as you fly over to the door, unimpeded, though you do see more demons flying in from off in the distance, coming over. You'll make it through the door easily, I think, with a double movement. As you see Gerard standing there once again in the center of this walkway, the stairs leading up and then the stairs leading down. Togrick, since you go again before the demons do, you'll also be able to follow Gerard in as the hippogriffs fight a rear action, allowing all of you guys to enter the tower unmolested.
Speak for yourself.
I immediately hit Bella, Togrick, and myself with a beam of light. I point finger guns
Nothing
and pink
happens.
auras start to shoot out of my fingers.
Nothing happens.
Oh shit. We're in trouble.
So we're not currently on the combat map anymore then? Is that right?
No,
Just making
we
sure.
moved back to the role-playing screen.
All right. So I, as I cover the burn holes in my chest, it's fine. It probably wouldn't have worked that well anyway. What's a few new burn scars, right? On the other hand, bloodthirsty grin a little bit here. I killed demons. The first death knight in history. Where's Gerard? So I'm kind of looking around as soon as we enter the portal
He's
here.
standing right in front of you, but he's just almost in shock from this this presence within this place, and he's finally in the place where he's been in his dreams, where he's found Gregor.
It feels familiar, but I know it's different than what it was in the dream.
You telling me we fought all those demons, swam across fields of lava to come to the wrong tower?
No. This is the right place.
Good. Had me worried for a second there.
I've never seen.
I'm still a little worried as I'm looking at my fingers and kind of like imitating the finger gun motions, and nothing's happening.
I've never seen the stairs downwards more to the tower, so I'm gonna guess they're not important.
That sounds like a horrible guess, but clear my throat. Kilroy,
Right.
how's the half-life looking? Still going strong or petering out?
Let me check. Arcana check.
Go ahead.
29.
It is still going. Based on the rate at which it's disappeared or disappearing, you guess you probably have another 23 hours. It seems as if the spell's meant to only last for one day.
Well, I may have made an error. We had a lot more time than I initially thought.
The most deadpan stare you've ever received in your life from anyone is leveled at you here.
How much
Yeah.
more time?
So you know how we've been in here for about an hour? We've got about 23 more.
I'd throttle you if I could get the strength to move my arms right now. As I'm leaning against one of the tower walls. So are we going up or down? Seems like we have plenty of time to kill. And I kind of warily eye the portal. Did it flicker out behind us, or is it still going strong and the demons just aren't coming in?
It is still going strong behind you.
You might want to decide quickly as I point to the still glowing door, because
You notice,
I
though,
don't
as you
know.
look out there, you can't sense anything from beyond the portal.
That's not helpful. Because
I say we go up.
All
I
right.
don't know. Togrik's the most at home here. Why don't you tell us where to go?
Slightly barbed point aside, I kind of close my eyes for a second, detect corruption, feel if it's stronger below or above.
As you feel out throughout this place, it is much stronger above you. As you feel the presence of not the devils that were outside emanated corruption, but something is up above. There
There's
is
something
also corruption
reasonably.
below you as well, but it's much stronger up above.
Okay. Is there anywhere where there's, I don't want to say not corruption, because there's going to be corruption everywhere, but anything that kind of stands out in this corrupto vision?
Above, and it's a lot. Like there is something powerful above you. It dwarfs Joros Vash's aura.
Whatever's up there, it's probably not friendly and arguably pissed. As I focus in a little bit, does it remind me of the Calamity battle at
Yes,
all?
I forgot you were at the Calamity. You don't recognize this aura, but you recognize this strength. This is the strength, this is the power level of a greater demon.
Um, it's a big name up there, whatever it is, but it doesn't feel familiar.
It does not feel familiar. Whomever this is, obviously, either you didn't interact with them on the fields outside of King's Cairn, or they didn't make the journey with Isgaroth.
Well, when you say this, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on all of us.
Are you though?
I'm gonna try.
Once again,
Are you,
as
though?
you go to reach for your magic, actually no, with this one, you can give me the Arcana check.
I'm gonna try.
You just can't heal in here. That's all. That's just
34.
You easily cast Mage Armor, almost as if there's nothing oppressing you.
So
All right,
just
so that works. And
no
then I
heal.
pull out a health potion. Is the liquid still in there?
It is.
All right, so I'm gonna pop it open. I'm gonna drink it.
It works.
Okay. Plus 8. Cool.
As you heal yourself for 8 points of damage, drowning your draught.
So I look at Togric. I'm like, you want one or two?
I'd have to drink a barrel. Honestly, I'll take one or two, but more than that would be wasteful.
All right, I'll hand you 2. They're
All right.
1d8 plus 6.
All right. Okay, so 5. Ugh.
Better than nothing.
Honestly. Yeah. Yeah. All right, 5 and not bad. 7. So 12. I'll take it. All right. Okay. Well, nowhere to go but up then, right? I'm a little bit nervous, but
Gerard, anything from you?
This is what I've been looking to do, coming the whole way. I mean, it is a little irritating finding out we have 23 more hours and we could have prepared more, but right now we stand on the doorstep and backwards is not really an option.
Okay. Well, maybe I hate that I'm saying this, but stay about 20 feet behind me. Maybe I can get a peek with the cloak. Oh my God! So you got rid of the cloak, didn't you? You gave it to the.
Yes, he did.
Oh, Mother of Mercy! Oh God!
Yeah.
I
That's why I
still
was
have my
hoping
god water though.
going back to Illidion might have helped us pick up another artifact or two, if it hadn't been picked clean already.
Yeah, well. Oh well.
Actually, if you recall back to it, the one priestess lady stuffed all of it into a magical chest that sucked it all up.
Did she?
Yep, she sucked it all up into a little chest.
I thought that she. Hmm. I feel like there were still some there, but maybe I'm wrong.
I felt like, remember, they were moving them to do all of that, and then I moved the chess piece, and then all literal hell broke loose.
Well, we asked, or what happened was, is we were in there and we asked for two, or some of the artifacts to help us, and she said we could have two while she was packing them up, because they were getting ready to do more work on the chest piece.
Ah, that's right. That's right, probably. Okay, well, fingers crossed we don't get smote the moment we get up there, because this is like calamity level, guys. As I start ascending the staircase here.
As you all ascend the winding staircase, Gerard taking the lead with Kilroy in the middle and Togrick in the rear. Gerard, confident you've been here before. You know this place. You know what's awaiting at the top. As you walk around the swirling staircase, it seems to go exactly as it has in every one of your dreams, spiraling around and around, passing all of the meaningless doors to the side, until eventually you reach the large stone doors at the top, lined with infernal runes. As you go to push the doors open, this is where we'll stop for the day. As we're gonna go ahead and stop here and take this forward next session. Plus, it is almost 11:40.
Of course.
And we normally end at midnight, and we do not have enough time to do this room today, so we're going to call it here. Make sure you guys stick around in the chat, though. We'll do a bit of Q&A afterwards, like we always do. And then, of course, we're going to raid someone, another streamer that's online, so make sure you stick around and get those channel points. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. Shout out to God Mode and our friends over at Saving Throws HQ. Thank you for the raids. Both of them are good friends of ours. They stream right before us on Mondays, so make sure that you check them out. If you're looking for D&D content before our streams, they're definitely a great option to check out. They stream on Mondays. I know both of them actually stream before us on Wednesdays as well. So definitely good partners if you're looking for D&D content before Oathsworn comes online. With that being said, thank you all of you guys for the massive support for the community challenge. It's glad to see that it motivated you guys so much. We finished it 15 days early. It was our first one. So that'll give us kind of a key in as to maybe we should price the next one a bit higher. But hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Kilroy, you said you had a question.
Yes, so is Tamaroth's hunger a mind effect?
It is not a mind-altering effect. It's a life steal.
Okay. I was just curious because it was a will save and I'm immune to mind effects. So I was just curious.
No, that's fair enough. No, it's a will save because it's not like a physical life steal, but it's this manifestation of shadow energy of the Demon Lord.
Yep.
All right.
With that being said, I'll take us over to the Q&A section, and we will get going. All right, guys. So obviously we have me and Gunfire here. I'm looking at this now. This is our first time I worked on this layout a bit over the weekend, and the cameras aren't equal, so I'll fix that. It's bugging the shit out of me. I'll fix that before next week. But questions in the chat if you have any for us. We're here to answer questions about our world. We do run in our homebrew world of Eridar. The entire system is homebrewed as well. We don't play in 5e. We don't play in 3.5. We don't use Pathfinder. So, we are here to answer any questions.
Absolutely. Let's see. We've got two from Barbie here. Three actually. Okay. Let's see. Does Gerard time travel in his dreams? Definitely gonna have to defer that to Zoltar, and whether or not he's willing to share that right now.
He might not. I guess it's open to interpretation. Definitely, he has appeared at different ages within his dreams. Did he necessarily time travel like he has changed locations? It's possible. It is possible. I guess it depends on how powerful you think Xanathar is.
Fair. Let's see. Will we ever get a dragon familiar? It's funny that you mentioned that actually. In the home game, there's a pseudo dragon familiar right now, which is pretty interesting. But I don't think any of our characters, and with dragons in general, and the free march is pretty much wiped out. I don't see it being super likely.
That being said, in one of our home games, we do, yeah, as Halo says, we have had a character that had a dragon familiar, and his name was Calcrix. And actually, the familiar was a youngling dragon, was played by a player, so it was pretty interesting.
That
And
was
that
definitely an interesting dynamic.
it was, and that character actually exists still within Eridar. So
Let's see. Can we learn any new spells? Um,
there's going to be new spells as they level up, which may or may not be happening soon. I know on this game they just leveled up. I think about a month and a half ago, so it might be about time. We don't use experience leveling; we use milestone leveling, which means they level when I tell them they level.
yeah, it's rough. As for the desire for new spells, I feel like that's partly targeted at Togric, but when you have a spell like Timoros and you're constantly low on HP, it's just the best go-to you can have.
Getting
So,
that shade in the chat from Sarge and Halo, they know me.
yep. Let's see. Speaking of, Spawn in You 3. Who is your favorite PC in both games? I think me and Zoltar might have different favorites. Zoltar, why don't you go first?
Let's see. So in this game, my favorite PC, I'll include Alistair in this. Um, I gotta say it's Gerard actually. Even with that, those of you who don't know, so Gerard really is the manifestation of what Eridar is all about. Eridar is a world. It's a conglomerate of all the different campaigns that I've ran over the last like 11 years. And then, Gunfire's bringing his in. We started making this world together in 2018. And so Gerard, his mentors, Gregor and Jonah are both previous PCs. Jonah, that you met today, is actually James, who plays Gerard. That's his former character. He played Jonah. Gregor is a character that Gunfire played. And so to really see these characters ascend to that level of status within the game and then have another character come after them is just really cool. In the Wednesday game, my favorite character is Pack Pack. I love Pack Pack. Actually, you guys are going to have the opportunity. I reached out to the artist that did Pack Pack's character art, and since you guys like him so much, he's actually going to do a Pack Pack emote for us, and you guys might get that in the next few weeks.
Let's see. My favorite PC. Let's start in the game I'm DMing, um, yeah, let's do that. In the game I'm DMing, I know we haven't had a lot of chances to see a whole lot of the different characters and what they're about just yet.
Sorry, you cut out a bit for us there, Gunfire. Are you there, Gunny?
His mouth's moving.
Yeah, Gunfire, we don't hear you. Just a second, let me see if I can get Gunfire back in.
I apparently got lost in the Discord here. Sorry about that.
He's back though. We can hear you now.
All right. What was the last thing you heard, I guess? Sorry about
Nothing.
that.
We didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. So you haven't heard any of the questions, or
No, just your
that I've.
response to this last one. The
Ah.
one about your favorite characters. We didn't hear any of that. We heard you were going
Oh,
to start with your game, and we heard nothing.
sorry. Yeah, no. Here I am giving a whole thing. My favorite character in the Wednesday game in Ruins of the Old World is probably Gomni. The way he approaches different scenarios, with that steadfast nature, that patience, that kind of dry wit, is really entertaining. It's hard to pick a favorite so early in the campaign, but that's probably my preliminary favorite. Some of his reactions have been really killer, and I love the dwarf voice. It's great. Makes me self-conscious about some of the weak voices that I do. So, and then probably my favorite in the Fall of Illidion is also Gerard. Getting to see how his different mentors, who were PC characters, are, how they're shaping him, and his reactions to certain things are really interesting to see play out. So that would be my favorite. Zoltar, you want to go ahead and take the next question?
Let's see. Let's see. Trying to go back. Because I know we missed some. When is our next guest? I'm actually working on that. So Alistair, normally when a character dies, we would let that character re-roll and come back. Alistair, though, the Nilla Gorilla who plays Alistair is got deployed. And so it's not an option for him to come back until about July when he'll be set up on his deployment and be able to play remote with us. At which point this game should be about over or in its like final stages, and then we'll be getting ready to start a new one. So instead of doing that, we're working on getting some guest stars in, and we are going to have the opportunity for some of our viewers to join in with us if we want. We might do like a raffle or some kind of auction with that, where we give people the opportunity to play with us. I know we've worked with some of our friends from Hope for TTRPGs. I know I've talked to her, and some of our other friends, and so we'll have a few guests in here on this show over the course of the next few months. Let's see the next one. So this one would be for you, Togric. Does your character ever want to settle down with a house, spouse, children, etc.? And what's their zodiac sign?
Okay. So I think Togric does want that desperately, but he convinced himself through survivor's guilt and seeing a lot of bad things in war that it's not worth it when he doesn't have the ability to protect them or make a difference. So he kind of signed on, like an 18-year-old rebellious kid to the army, and is now looking back and realizing I could have had a much different life, but kind of living with the choice that he made. So I definitely think he would have wanted to. Um, and the zodiac sign, I don't know. I'm not terribly good with the signs, or what their
We
personality types
do
are.
have our own signs though that are
We
specific to
do.
this world, and while they were not implemented when this game started, so none of these characters have official signs. Since you know them so well, what do you think Togric's sign would be out of them?
Since I know our personal signs.
Yeah, since you know them so well, because I know you made the signs. Yes,
Hmm.
that was the project
Yes,
that Gunfire worked on.
that was when I worked on. That's true. If I had to pick the sign that Togric would most aspire to, given his nature and how he gets things done, I would say he probably would have taken the sign of the father, where they're thanks, man. One of many projects. Yeah, I know, so many on the back burner. I think that the not only just the active ability that gets to be able to talk to someone who's died once a week would be really useful for what he does. It's the general sternness that he generally has aligns him with that sign rather well. So I have no idea what that translates to in real astrology, but that's the sign I think it would be.
I think it's a good sign. That's Marcus's sign on the Wednesday game. Just FYI. I actually it'll be a really good opportunity for that question. I know we still have Kilroy in the chat, even though he's not on screen, and he talked about it a little bit in the chat. But this is a really good question to go to Kilroy if you want to talk a little bit about your backstory in terms of settling down.
All right, so yeah, my character did have a wife and a kid before the campaign started. That was my backstory. We lived right outside of Glitterhome, the home of gnomes, and we settled down. I was out doing like collecting things. I'm an alchemist and a jeweler, so I was out collecting things, doing my job, and there was a an attack on Glitterhome, and the shadow had killed my wife, and I had or not killed her, they had severely injured her. So I had set out on a quest to find some sort of artifact or relic to heal my wife because she was slowly dying. And that's when I had actually stumbled across Bella. It was a small kind of bear out in the woods, a little bear cub that seemed to have been calling out to me. She could sense my anguish and my sadness and beckoned me to come over. And the second that I put my hand on her, me and her bonded. Um, while I didn't find any artifact, I did end up going back, and when I went back, my wife had passed away, and I back at my home, I do have an artifact. It's a lock of her hair, like in amber, and whenever I pump magic into it, it kind of shows a ghostly visual of her, but it's not actually her, and she can't do anything.
And what about your son?
My son, yes, he has decided to go out and do whatever he wants because his mom passed away, and he is on the same mission I am, but he left without really telling me anything other than I'm gonna do this on my own.
Have another character in the wings with the same exact motivation. So if you die, it's like having a second life.
DM
Big
gives
brain.
blank look. I know a
Let's
lot of
see.
people do that. I'm not a fan. Normally, when a
No.
character dies, I make them. They can't play the same class or the same race most of the time, unless they're like a human. Because I'm like, we're not doing. Oh, I have died, and now I am Kilroy the Second. I hate that.
Yeah,
Oh,
what about
he's a totally different
Gomni?
class. He's a rogue.
Yeah. Let me see
I
here.
feel like
Why
that's
is your
different because there's an 8-year gap in between there. But you're right though.
That's
You're
fair.
right though. I'm not DMing
Yeah,
that game though.
that's fair. Why is your character's lowest stat their lowest? Oh God, what's Togger's lowest stat?
That's a very interesting question.
I mean, I always am a big proponent to you're not defined by your highest stat, you're defined by your lowest stat in characters. I think it's really, really nice to actually have a low stat on a character. It can help you roleplay if you're not comfortable with it. Zoltar might not agree. He's like, if I rolled 6 18s, it'd be the greatest character in my life. But
Tograk only says that. Okay, so this character has been referenced a few times. Gunny only says that because he rolled the best stat line he'll ever roll for his entire life, and it's not his. So we were rolling NPC stat lines, and he rolled a stat line with 4 18s. For those of you guys who play DMG and chat, you know how much bullshit that is. And it's for an NPC named Gendry the Dragon Slayer, Alexander's older half brother, and it's ridiculous that character is the most OP character in existence.
it's pretty good.
And that's why he says the high stats don't matter because he already
Hey,
peaked in terms of stat lines. It never gets
hey,
near
I
that.
have said that before that, but yes, I further cemented the mindset since. I'd have to say that intelligence is probably. Actually, I think it's wisdom. I think wisdom is Togger's lowest stat because while he does know a few things, he's not particularly book smart. Actually, I think it is intelligence now that I think about it. He's always understood that knowledge is an important tool. A lot of what he has to do is talk to information brokers. But growing up, while he was getting this formal education, he was from his father and physical difference where he could, which means fighting on the front line from a very, very young age, prior to dwarven maturity. Togric was a soldier, wanted to fight. That's all he wanted to do. And kind of honing himself into doing that, into leading men, which is buffing the charisma, into being personally powerful and steadfast, which is all the other primary stats, right? That there was this gap in his learning that impacts him to this day. He kind of defers to other people who might know more when it comes to formulating plans, as he has a general guidelines, as Barbosa would say. What advice would your character give to a younger version of themselves? I want to make sure that you guys can still hear me.
Yeah, we
Zoltar,
can
am I
hear
still
you.
coming through okay? All right, perfect. Just gotta check every so often. What is advice that your character would give to a younger version of themselves? Don't join the order. It doesn't make things better. It just makes them more complicated. Be the king.
Stay in
As
Glitterhome.
right, stay in Darender and be the king. That would be the advice. Dab. I see the redeem.
I did
Let's
it
see.
again.
All right, what do you think, Zoltar? We got time for one or two more questions?
Yeah, we definitely got time.
What do you think, Zoltar?
Yeah, we definitely got time.
Okay. If you want to go ahead and take the next one, if your character was whatever class they are, if your character wasn't whatever class they are, what would they be instead? So if you weren't what class you are
I want
as
to answer this.
Marcus. Okay.
What'd you say?
Either of you, really.
What'd you say, Kilroy? Go ahead.
Oh, I want to answer this one. So, be 100% honest. I saw our group was in danger and we kept getting slapped left and right, and I took priest levels so we could heal. I do not want to be a priest. I wanted to go full straight conjurer. Kilroy was tired of his teammates getting slapped, and he lost his wife, and he could not handle losing his teammates. He wanted to be wholeheartedly full. I conjure things to stop you from even touching.
But he couldn't bear to lose any more friends.
Yep.
That's
Oh.
really good. I know on the Wednesday game for my character, because obviously I'm DMing the Monday game, I don't play. On the Wednesday game, I know this is actually a conversation that me and Gunny had before the game, because my character is a warlock, but he's a level 2 warlock, both levels in warlock, but I almost went warlock rogue. Um, so it was a big conversation that we had because of Marcus's backstory, which not really getting into. Um, because we'll find out it's a big part of his thing. But he does have that dark backstory. So it was a big conversation that we had before I decided to just go 2 levels in Warlock.
And if Togric wasn't a Death Knight, I think he would have ended up as a paladin. Um, looking for that core belief, which is kind of a hot take because you wouldn't think, given how kind of sort of semi-cynical he is of the light. Um, but he needs that core guiding concept. And if the Battle of the Calamity had gone any differently, if the light was actually winning instead of getting its ass handed to it, I think that might have been what he aspired to be. But we'll never know. I think that might have been an interesting character. But to be fair, I've also, fun fact, little bonus information, sworn off playing another paladin until I see one of my previous paladins' story conclude. So we'll see. But
You
that
know,
game kind of ended in purgatory. So until that one's finished, I won't be playing another paladin. But go ahead, Gerard.
you
Yes,
know,
Ian.
actually, if my character hadn't have been a paladin, it does make me wonder what it would have been like if I would have just stayed and trained under Jonah the whole time. I don't even think I would have had class levels. I'd have just been a scholar. I'd have just read books for the rest of my life.
Fair. You've just been 6 levels in an NPC class. That's funny.
Yeah, basically, if I hadn't been sent off to go train with Gregor, I probably would have just been a. Actually, I probably would have ended up a priest.
Yeah,
I
you
would have
probably would
ended
end
up
up a priest.
a full priest.
What location encountered in the campaign is your character generally felt the most at home in, or generally liked the most? You want to take this one, Kilroy?
So, Kilroy has not felt at home anywhere since he has left Glitterhome. Actually, anywhere since his wife had died.
Oh,
He had only left Glitterhome and like kind of outcasted himself from his people and his family. I lived on just the outer banks of Glitterhome, so I didn't completely leave the city, but I was outside of the city limits. Um, so he kind of outcasted himself from his people, and then his wife had died, and he had never truly felt home anywhere else. The only time he even gets like a glimpse of feeling at home is whenever he's nuzzled up to Bella at night.
fair enough. I mean, we literally went to Togric's home, so it was hard going back to Darren for him, seeing everything that he had given up. So
All right, guys. I think we might get. Let's take one more question, and then we'll go ahead and end for the day. Remember, we'll be back tomorrow. Gunfire is doing his variety stream at 7:30 Central. Gunfire, you want to plug
speaking
that a little
of,
bit?
yeah, actually, I really do because there's a problem. Because last week at the end of my previous variety stream, I said, vote on the next game you guys want to see between Darkest Dungeon, XCOM 2. Since I beat Hades, which by the way is shameless plug, fourth run ever, Hades beat it. Um, and the votes in Discord are currently tied between XCOM 2 and Darkest Dungeon. So if you are interested in seeing one of those, go ahead and jump in the Discord and go ahead and vote. Yeah, there's no vote for Club Penguin. Unfortunately, that got shut down. Barbie, I believe you voted for Darkest Dungeon, but yeah, if you guys don't want to join the stream, if you want to vote right now, I'll write them down here. Clapper, you said XCOM. That only counts if you're going to come see
Let's
the
do a
stream, buddy.
poll. Let's do a poll.
Oh yeah, do a poll. Do a poll right now. Toontown, unfortunately, in case you didn't know, Halo is also shut down, which was really disappointing for me. Not gonna lie. That and Pirates of the Caribbean. God, I played all the good MMOs.
Wizards 101.
All right, so go ahead and throw the poll up. Right now, it's tied 2-2. If I decide to count Clapper's vote, because I'm not sure yet,
All right, it's
we'll
polls in the chat.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Oh,
This will
we
be the
yes, we
deciding.
already talked about that. We are playing the remaster of Diablo 2 100%. We're going to get a group of 4. We're going to play it for several weeks.
I'm not missing that. I'll be there.
Wow, unanimous XCOM.
I'll at least
What
be
is
watching
this?
it.
Oh, one to Darkest. Anybody else gonna save me? And honestly, I'd play Darkest just because that narrator is the greatest. That has the greatest narrator in just about anything. Is in Darkest Dungeon. I love that narrator.
Yeah, we talked about it either on Tuesday or Thursday, one of the variety streams, because my variety stream is on Thursday. We will be playing. I voted Darkest to Morbid Barbie. We want XCOM. All right.
Oh God. Okay, so last thing I'll plug on my variety stream since XCOM 1. I'll probably go live a little bit early for the variety stream to make some characters in the character pool, where you can actually show up as a soldier or an enemy VIP.
Oh, you're gonna make characters of people in the chat? That'd be cool.
Yeah, yep. So if you want to catch it and get added to the army team before I launch the game, it'll probably be an Iron Man, so I'm not save scumming, and we'll see how bad I get XCOM'd.
All right. With that being said, obviously we've got our variety stream tomorrow, and then we'll be back again on Wednesday with Gunfire's game Ruins of the Old World, episode 6, I believe already. Time's flying. And then I have my variety stream on Thursday, where we'll be continuing with Final Fantasy VII. That being said, I think that's all we've got. We're gonna get a raid in. We are going to be raiding one of our friends from Hope for TTRPGs. He's not playing D&D right now, so I don't think he's expecting a raid, but he's doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke, and I think that's pretty fun. So we're going to drop him a raid.
See ya, Halo. Thanks for coming. And yep, DP Waifu Iron Man. God bless. I can't believe that name stuck. All right, DP Waifu Iron Man run. All right.
Yes, DP Waifu Iron Man run. Make sure you join the raid, get the channel points. Thank all of you guys for being here, and we're going to send you over.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
All right. Raiding the Nuzlocke.
So this is a rerun.
It is.
You did it again.
It is
You
not
did
a
it
rerun.
again, bruh.
No, it's not.
You
It
did
said
it again.
whenever I went to go raid, it said the account we were raiding was offline.
No, he's